the pair.
I thought Christianity was fairy tale.
Absolutely.
This religion thing was not for me.
Yes.
They held a big convention. Let me in for free. I had no idea what I was about to see. Oh! They were speaking in tongues that made me a believer. It was kind of fun to stick it out of my mouth. Speak in tongues. They got me believing my tongue is weaving from side to side. The Lord will now embrace me. I clap my tongue to the beat. Now, whatever I do, He'll forgive me. Because now I speak in tongues. That makes me a believer. And I'm having fun playing around with my mouth. Now I speak in tongues.
It's the end of the world coming today at 6606, man. All this crap. Just like Y2K, man. All the hype all the time. All the hysteria. All the hocus pocus. All the bubble-mices all the time. And they put it out on CNN this morning. The 30-year mortgage rate is now 6.66%.
Oh, my God.
I would definitely hide under the bed from the boogeyman.
Or go get a new mortgage.
Or both. Right. Maybe you can get a good mortgage rate from the boogeyman. Mark from Hallandale Beach wanted Sterling Hayden on today's list of dead actors. And you got it, Mark. Dead Hollywood people. I was going to ask Hank all kinds of things, but I guess he vamoosed. It wasn't because of flight. He was afraid I was going to talk about Eric Gregg being dead, fat, umpire. And also I was going to ask him who's going to be on tomorrow morning, since it was supposed to be Dick Stockton and Leslie Visser, and now they've canceled. They've either been canceled or they canceled out, and we can't get any answers on these things, you know.
Probably because you said those terrible things about them.
No, I did not. I said Dick Stockton. We agreed that Dick Stockton at least had a good sense of humor about how bad he is. But nevertheless, they're not going to be there tomorrow morning, and as of this moment, we have no idea here on Revolving Door Radio who's going to be doing the morning show, because the Humper's is going to be in New York. He's got bigger fish to fry. He'll be on Thursday, and then Friday we got, well, I was going to say it says on the schedule. He's getting bumped tonight, so God only knows what's going on. Anybody know what's going on?
No.
No. He wants to know what's going on, Howard. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what the F is going on, Howard?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Josh was asleep by that time in network already, so. He doesn't remember that part of the movie. Do you?
What part?
So it's D-Day today, and it's also 666.
That's
I'm
right.
not wasting my time. This is the same punk that told us yesterday that the NBA Finals start tonight.
I thought hey, look.
Well, they don't.
It was a weekday with a T. I thought it was Tuesday.
Yeah, well, okay, you got two choices, and I wouldn't go to the casino today if I were you. It's not your day. It's an Oldman. It's definitely not your day. You had a 50-50 chance, and you blew it. It's Thursday starts in Dallas, no less. Now, isn't Steve Nash playing for the Mavericks again now?
Yeah, he is.
Just for the finals, I think. He's making a comeback. Speaking of playoffs, I lied yesterday. I said I wasn't going to watch that game last night. What kind of hockey fan would not watch the Stanley Cup Finals? Oh, don't tell me I got a paper jam. I got jam on it. One moment, please. Oh, no. So anyway, Ray Whitney did score a pair last night, and what an unfortunate way to end a game, man. That poor kid. Edmonton goalie gets injured. They have to bring in this kid that's not ready for prime time. Never played a playoff game in his life before. There's less than 40 seconds left in regulation. They're going to go to overtime. It's 4-4. And he goes behind the net to stop a clearing pass, and he kind of bobbles it away and hands it right to Rod Brindamore with a wide open net, and bada bing, Carolina scores. That was bad, but exciting game, though. Carolina 5, Edmonton 4. Any interest?
No.
Okay, what's this fax you got here? The lead story. Oh, no. Lead story on bangedup.com. Also, it says, on a sad note, Bob Weaver's in the hospital. NBC sure screwed him over, not letting him say goodbye after all those years. Yes, they did. He's a great guy, Bob Weaver, and a good friend. I don't even know if I ever met Bob, but he's still a good friend. He's one of those people that you don't know, like, personal, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go. A U.S. jury found a Roman Catholic priest guilty of the satanic ritual-style murder of a 71-year-old nun, which went unsolved for more than 25 years. We had talked about that before, and now they came in with a verdict. Wasn't that good?
That was great.
Father Gerald Robinson was immediately sentenced to a mandatory jail term and between 15 years and life and led away in handcuffs. And it says News Edition 06/06/2006.
All right. Plaid.
I was just going to tell you how good that stuff is. That Berkeley's, what is it called? Berkeley's.
I don't know. Does it have alcohol in it?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, it ought to be a real interesting show if it does.
No alcohol, no sugar, no. I can't have alcohol because it interferes with my drugs.
I understand.
Oh, man, like I said, that stuff ain't worth a crap. Only when I start talking did I have this problem.
Huh.
So you do the show.
All right.
There goes to that damn music again. Former umpire Eric Gregg dies at 55 after a massive stroke. Former Major League umpire Eric Gregg, known for his big personality. He was fat, man. He was huge. And Josh don't even know who that is. I thought you were a baseball guy.
Yeah, I'll have to brush up on the umpire.
Doesn't know who John McSherry was either. Well, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to have great expertise with the umpires, but you'd think you'd know the ones who were, like, famous for certain things, like being huge and fat. Like John McSherry, who had a big heart attack and died right on the field there a couple of years ago.
Umpire is famous, by the way. That's kind of like an oxymoron.
No, it is not.
No, it's because you have a weird memory and you just remember people.
That is not true at all. Anybody who's a real baseball fan remembers Eric Gregg. He weighed at one time over 400 pounds, or nearly 400 pounds. And he went on a diet. And he did lose a lot of weight at one time, and I think he found it.
That's
pretty
fat.
He told family members Sunday morning at his home in Ardmore, PA, that he couldn't feel anything on his left side. He was hospitalized and died at 6:45 last night. Man, I'm gagging today. He was among 22 umpires who lost their jobs in '99 when their labor plans of mass resignation backfired. Remember that?
Yes.
Yep. I'm glad you remember something about baseball besides Dave Van Boring's wife and his bad hairpiece. You should have heard Josh this morning carrying on about that awful hairpiece.
Oh, I wanted to hear more about his wife.
No, you don't want to hear about that. She's hot. That's the rumor I'm hearing. Am I right about that, at least?
Yeah, she's good looking.
Do go on.
Oh, see, he doesn't even want to say hot. She's good looking.
She's hot, okay?
How big are they?
Oh, stop. I'm telling you, was I coughing before the show?
No.
Now,
I think you need
it's my allergies, I think.
Tea, some nice
I don't want no tea.
I know you don't
I
want
to keep coughing and gagging the whole 4 hours.
Good for you.
Then I'll be out sick the rest of the week. I mean, might as well be. We have no idea who's going to be on at what time anyway.
Oh, Kimbo Camper tomorrow.
Well, what did I say to you before?
Kimbo Camper.
That was my guess. When in doubt, they always fall back on Bo. Well, he's big enough to fall back on. The whole army could fall back on his ass.
That's right.
He's a giant in the stiff broadcasting industry. Well, he'll be on tomorrow morning. Today we got Bo Camper at 2, I told you. And then Mad Dog at 4. Curtis is in for Geldy at 7, whatever that means. The Marlins had a nice game last night. They scored 2 and the Giants scored 14. Don't say it loud. 14. Well, you know, when you get 6 and you add 2 to that, what do you got? 14. Oh, see? See how that works? It's all connected, man. The whole universe is connected. This intergalactic office memo. 1,383 votes on yesterday's poll. Which of these people or things are you most tired of hearing about? Tom Cruise, he wins hands. Well, it was actually very tight. Very tight. Tom Cruise, 294. I was going to say hands down your pants. And maybe he might want to, as a matter of fact. All depending on what you look like. Oh, my God. Look at that. Man.
Wow.
There's some green ones in there.
Chunky.
Dark green. Like Christmas green, you know? Like
Ooh,
pine
right.
needles. In fact, there's a couple of pine needles in there. In my right nostril. Tom Cruise, 294. Brangelina, 290. Natalie Holloway, 231. The chicken Aruba, who ran off with Tubby and his
cube.
American Idol, 113. That was the late edition, boy, but it moved up nicely in the 4th spot. Aren't you proud of that?
Oh, yeah, impressed.
I still say we're going to buy WKAT and change the call letters to WBNR, Beaner 13. I like that.
That's great.
Now that we got this big all the Mexicans are coming into the country, so might as well have a station for them. Beaner 13, we can get the jingles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Illegal Aliens, 85. Ricky Williams, 79. I Hate This Poll, 75. Iraq, 74. 54 for Shaq, who's just under Iraq. Joyce, 33. They can't hear enough about that bitch. The Duke Lacrosse team, they're back. 25. They're back. Britney Spears, 22. They want to hear a lot more about Britney and how big they are and supple and whatever. And Iran, only 8. So they want to hear a lot more about Iran. So find some Iran stories. Okay. I don't think I got any Iran stories today, do you?
They got nukes. Or they're gonna.
No, well, no. The big story that everybody's all whipped up about, and all over CNN like stink on Greg, not Eric Gregg. That would be bad to say that now, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be in bad form?
Who?
To pick on Eric Gregg. He just died yesterday. That would be bad.
That's that umpire?
The dead, fat, black umpire,
Nobody
right?
knows from him.
Yeah, they do. Anybody who's a real baseball fan knows who Eric Gregg was. Just make-believe baseball fans like Josh Cordes, they don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And the excuse being, nobody knows who the umpires are. Right.
I think you got a little too much time on your hands.
No, I don't. I don't watch baseball at all. I did watch the hockey game last night, though, and it was a very entertaining and very exciting game. Too bad you missed it.
I mean, I happen to know.
I will be watching the NBA final game tonight that's not being played. That's the only one I'll be watching. The one that isn't being played because they don't start till Thursday in Dallas. Josh Cordes gave us some misinformation yesterday. The high school criminology students are making a big deal out of this in Fort Lauderdale at St. Thomas Aquinas. We'll get into that in a minute. Well, they were just funning, It was just a field trip.
Right.
And they just found a dead body.
Hey,
Is that unusual?
Poke with a stick.
It's not unusual in South Florida to find a dead body laying around.
Found one just this morning.
There's dead bodies all over the place, especially on 666. End of the world today. Having a big end of the world. Wouldn't it be a good idea having an end of the world sale?
Right.
Like at a car dealership.
You
could sell them real cheap. Because they got to drive, wherever they're going, take a little spin out there at about 150 mile an hour in their new Corvette. Because at midnight we're all going to die anyway. It's the end of the world. In fact, what movie's being released today? The Omen.
That's right.
The Old Man. It's about me and Hank and Mo and Mad Dog. He's getting a little long in the tooth, isn't he? How old would you say he is?
I don't know. Did he?
50 my ass. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He was on the 72 and 73 teams. Am I right about that, Josh?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Well, even
okay, so that's 34 years ago, 72. He's got to be 55 plus. I don't want to pick a number, because he's a good guy. But he's pushing 60 is what he is, even though you don't think so. Why don't you look it up?
I'm looking it up now.
While you Google it,
Born
I'll
in
do the
48, 7/30/48.
So he's 57.
Wow.
Almost.
What a geezer.
No, actually, 48?
Yeah.
He's almost 58 next month. What did I tell you? I said he's pushing 60, didn't I? Do I know my crap or what, huh? I know my crap.
Go walk.
In fact, I'm full of it. 10:13 at 560 WQAM. If you love boating, hey, don't go out there and spend a ton of money buying a boat. Do a much smarter thing, a much less expensive thing, and a hassle-free thing, and rent a great boat from Club Nautico. Just call them at 1-800-BOAT-RENT right now. Why pay all the expenses of owning a boat when you can rent one totally hassle-free? Join Club Nautico. That's the club to get involved in. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT. You'll be amazed just how easy it is. No docking costs, no expensive upkeep, no insurance, and no hurricane preparation. And yes, Virginia, there is a hurricane season, and we're in it now. With a boat from Club Nautico, it's totally stress-free and affordable, too. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT. No getting the boat ready because Club Nautico does it for you. And no cleaning up either because at Club Nautico you just hop on your boat and go. When you're done pulling into the dock, get off and leave. Just walk away. It's that easy. Club Nautico from unlimited boating to pay-as-you-go, from small boats to yacht charters, and everything in between. Club Nautico are the folks you want to be talking to. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT and let Club Nautico tailor a plan to fit what you need and your budget as well. Get on the water the smart, the inexpensive, and hassle-free way today by calling Club Nautico at that toll-free number I keep giving you, 1-800-BOAT-RENT.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
I don't have a clue.
Now the Pope depends on you and the powers you possess. Since you saved his life with your flying scissor knife, he's got a job for you to do. You have a brand new style too. We love the way you walk your do. With the big V on your chest and bulletproof skin tight dress, defending those who are oppressed. Moves with the speed of a gazelle, sends the bad guy straight to hell. When a building starts to blow, with your image then we know you're crushing crime with one mighty blow.
They did? Yeah, they did. About 8 miles west of Bakuba. In fact, they've got that story on, they just had on your favorite certainly not Nazi News. According to authorities, the heads were wrapped in black plastic bags and shoved into fruit boxes. Their identities could not be immediately confirmed, and they weren't saying nothing.
No.
It was the second such discovery in 4 days. On Saturday, 8 other heads. Oh, I see. They just had the story on those heads. They haven't got, they're not ahead on the story.
You know, you were talking about the Grateful Dead yesterday, and there are a bunch of dead heads.
Yeah. On Saturday, 8 other heads were found in Hadid, and had also been stuffed into fruit boxes. Now, you know what bit we got to play now.
Oh, my God! It's a severed head!
Yeah. That's in bad taste. Hadid is about 37 miles north of Baghdad. Oh, it was into Baghdad, ahead. Also today, a roadside bomb exploded at Alawi bus station in central Baghdad, killing a woman and wounding a child. 3 mortar rounds landed at the Nadha bus station in central Baghdad late this morning, killing 2 civilians and wounding 7 others there. Gunmen also shot and killed a Baghdad neighborhood council member and 2 of his bodyguards this morning. But other than that, everything is just...
Oh, we're fine.
Hunky-dory. It's just amazing. There's just chaos and bloodshed and people running away from their homes trying to find some place to, perch, you know. Just amazing what we have wrought. Can't imagine why the world hates America, can you?
They're jealous of our freedom.
Yeah, where's that candy and flowers they promised us anyway, bastards? WQAM, hello.
Hey, guys, that's Neil.
Speaking.
Hey, Neil, I want to talk about Eric Gregg. Now, Josh doesn't even know who he is.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Well, you know, every Marlins fan, quasi-Marlins fan, got to know who he is because he coached, he did the Levon Hernandez game where he had the most strikeouts in a National League championship series.
How do you like that? Even I didn't know that. I forgot it.
They talked forever about how his strike was as big as his belly.
Right.
So, I mean, I think every Marlins fan's got to know who he is.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Josh. Is John Candy on your phone?
John Candy should be on there. Good Canadian boy.
Yeah, good Canadian boy.
Thanks a lot, Pally.
Thanks, man.
What about, speaking of John Candy, what about John Belushi?
Okay.
I mean, there could be 8 million people on this poll, and why not? You know?
And Marlon will still win.
Oh, and we got the green light on there. Engineering, thank you.
All right.
We're streaming it. We are streaming it. Hopefully Bob Lassiter is streaming it this morning. He'll know what I mean by that. I'm sure he's not listening.
I'll be streaming it during the
next break. Well, he's got that kidney problem, you know, and he's every day he's got to see if he can... it's just, you know, between him and now I got Bob Weaver in the hospital, it's just a lot of bad stuff going on, you know? And so I don't feel so bad with just a little head cold or whatever, a little allergy.
You're doing great.
You know what I mean?
You're ahead of the pack.
Don't say like that. You are, God, are you a hard ass? You're brutal. No, you're about as sensitive as a fruit fly.
You're a severed head of the pack.
Yeah, well, there you go. I like that severed head bit. I just like that beginning part.
Yeah.
Oh, my God! It's a severed head!
I may just take that off of there and just play it by itself over and over again. About 17 times. So they found 8 heads on Saturday and 9 more heads this morning. That's 17 heads.
You could start collecting.
Wow.
Collect them all.
Yeah. The shrunken head collection or the severed head collection. What difference is it going to make after 1:15 anyway when the world ends?
That's right.
Be sure and be tuned in at 1:15. You know what the sound is going to be, the signal, the alert?
Oh.
It's not going to be that old Connell rat alert or anything like that, or that thing they keep interrupting our show with, that, what do they call that now?
EAS.
The EAS, which used to be the EBS. No, it's going to be like that. Yeah. When you hear that 6 times, see, I only did it 5 there because I don't want to get you all panicky yet. Well, about 1:15, don't let me forget, we'll play that 6 times. That'll mean the end is coming. And, guy, I got news for you. When you work at QAM, you know the end is coming. You can smell it. Can't you smell the death in the hallway?
I smell something.
I'd go out there and poke a few bodies. I got to get to that story, by the way. They keep showing those kids from on CNN over.
Yeah, we've all seen it. It's been on the local news a lot.
It's been on 8 million times already. I sure hope it hasn't been on WTVJ because they're evil. If there is such a thing as the Antichrist, he's at WTVJ. He's at, as they call it, NBC6. Well, what is that NBC6? Did anybody call it ABC 10? No. CBS 4? PBS 2? No speaking English 23? No.
Hey, that has a ring to it.
That has a ring to it. Put it to music, man. Let's get Celia Cruz to sing the theme song. Hey, let me tell you right now. That sounded good. At least I... See, I told you it's the end of the world. Oh, man. Oh, I knew it was going to be a tangerine one. Man. You know, I haven't had a tangerine in years. I haven't even seen a tangerine.
They're great.
They're a lot less messy than oranges because
yes, they are. The peels
it's easier to peel the peel off, and they're like the little sections, you know?
Right.
And I think you can get tangerines without any seeds, can't you? I believe.
I believe you can.
I mean, you can get oranges without seeds, but peeling an orange is still a pain in the grass.
That is correct.
Well, we're going to be talking later about more fruits. But right now, well, isn't that what they said? They found the heads in fruit boxes? Maybe there were tangerines in there. Brandy's is where you want to take your feet. I'm just testing my vocal cord to see if that stuff is helping. I think it is. If I wouldn't have had that stuff, you'd be doing the show right now.
Oh, boy.
And anytime you feel like taking over, just let me know. I'm okay.
All right.
At Brandy's, you'll find all the major brands for your feet, like Florsheim, Echo, Mephisto, Rockport, Hush Puppies, New Balance, all the other big names in all sizes for men and ladies. How you doing with the ladies? And they even carry wide widths and hard-to-find sizes. Isn't it amazing how he's dying on the vine across the street? It goes to show you when you're on a losing team, man. You hear that?
I did.
When you're on a losing team, Brandy Shoes is the largest independent shoe retailer in all South Florida. When you see the great selection and the fantastic value they always offer you at Brandy's, you'll understand why for years I've raved about how good they are, because they are. Go see our good buddy Arnie, and Arnie will make damn sure you get the right fitting shoes for your feet at the right price. And, of course, at Brandy's, the only thing they do is shoes, so you never have to worry about size, selection, or service, because whatever you like, they got it. Brandy Shoes, you'll find them at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach, between Atlantic and Copans on the east side. You can't miss it. Open Monday through Saturday till 9, Sundays till 5. Oh, God, look at the color of that one.
Oh, my God. It's chewy.
Brindle brown. It's a great week to shop for Father's Day at Brandy's. Save up to $40 a pair on men's Rockport, Florsheim, and New Balance, and get a free gift with every purchase. So get your ass into Brandy's this week, or shop for your shoes on their website at brandyshoes.com.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
I wouldn't believe a word Neil said if his tongue was notarized.
Baghdad. Ooh, Baghdad.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Baghdad. Ooh, Baghdad. Ooh, Baghdad. The world is ours. Daddy's little boy gets anything he wants. The statue's down, Saddam is gone, and now every corner has a Chevron. Baghdad. Most of them are dead. Baghdad. Shot reporters in the head. Baghdad. Make that oil flow and get that price of gas down low. We're giving them a taste of democracy with the cracker barrel and an Applebee's. Baghdad, the corporate war is won. Baghdad, we've only just begun. Baghdad, the world is ours, you know. I'll have a bag of deep-fried kidney toes to go. Just like the Nazis in World War II, there was a whole lot of art for the brass to boost. Baghdad, grab everything again. Baghdad, they won't be doing that again. Baghdad. Hey, we won 2 wars. Anybody know what the red alert's for? You want some water? Well, now it's ours. We'll sell you off for a nominal charge. Baghdad. Look at the stock index. Baghdad. Iran is gonna be next. Baghdad. Now Bush is God. Daddy's little boy gets anything he wants. Daddy's little boy gets anything he wants. Daddy's little boy gets anything he wants. Baghdad.
Abu Ghraib.
Baghdad.
10:47 at 560 WQAM. We got Kim Bocamper at 2 this afternoon, 2 to 4. Jim Mandich follows that. And then we got Curtis 7 o'clock tonight. Oh, what a blessed relief. No of that today. Well, you're probably under a lot of pressure after that tough opening playoff game last night. I'll be watching the Heat game tonight. The one that Curtis was telling us yesterday is going to be on tonight. I'll be watching that. I'll be glued to the screen.
Yeah, that was it. Curtis told me that.
Curtis told you that? What did I just say? Curtis said? Yeah, blame it on him. Nearly 1,400 Iraqi civilians died in a wave of targeted killings in Baghdad last month. 1,400. Who's counting? The figure doesn't include civilians killed in insurgent bombings. Even so, however, the number is the highest monthly death toll in the capital since the war began 3 years ago. In May, 1,398 bodies were brought to the Baghdad morgue. All were killed in attacks. In most cases, the bodies were found strewn across. You know what I got?
What do you got?
And it runs in my father's family. It's one of the curses, many curses that he left me. Postnasal drip.
Oh, yeah. No,
Can you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely.
I hate that. And that's why when you're sitting up straight like this, like I am now, maybe if I lay down on the floor.
Oh, you got to lay like on your stomach so it drains forward.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Or how about like on my side?
Okay.
How about on my...
rectum?
All were killed in attacks. In most cases, the bodies were found strewn across the Iraqi capital, shot execution style. Oh, lovely. At least 400 of the bodies couldn't be identified. They'll be buried by the government in 3 weeks if they're not claimed. The number of Iraqis who have died in Baghdad alone, just in that city alone, the first 5 months of this year, stands at 6,025, or more than 1,200 a month, according to CNN's calculation. And, of course, those are the ones that they found the whole body. I mean, we got, like, these severed heads and a few heads over, and that's only in Baghdad. It says if the monthly rate continues, 2006 would exceed last year with some 10,150 bodies received by the morgue as the deadliest year in the capital since the war began. Now, let me say it again. There is no war. A war requires two countries participating. There is no war. There was an invasion and there's an occupation. There is no war in Iraq. It's again the media feeding you a pile of crap, pile of cow manure. There's absolutely no war.
There's a civil war.
Yeah, well, that one's going on. Today's the 62nd anniversary of D-Day. Any interest?
No.
Just mention it in passing. No, they're much more interested in 6606.
That's
Ooh.
right.
Woo.
Let's sacrifice a goat.
All the Getchkis all the time. Okay, let's get back to this. I keep threatening this story.
I know.
Summer school students learning the ins and outs. Oh, I bet you they're learning the ins and outs all right. Of processing crime scenes got a dose of the real thing this morning. They got a dose. Well, that's what happens when there's too much in and out.
Right.
You get a dose. When they discovered a dead man during one of their classes. This is yesterday morning. The criminology students from St. Thomas Aquinas High School were at Holiday Park in Fort Lauderdale, taking photos and notes, bagging evidence, quote unquote. Oh, man. Do you think maybe the allergies are in this room? You think that's it? No, that couldn't be.
That could be. Maybe
No, because before the show I wasn't gagging and puking.
Maybe just allergic to QAM.
I think that's it. And trying to solve crimes at fake crime scenes set up by their teacher. Her name is Sue Messenger. Don't blame the messenger. Don't sue the messenger. The students were wandering around the park when they came across a man's body.
Oh, my God.
Near a fenced air conditioning unit on the side of War Memorial Auditorium. At first, students began taking photos because they thought it was one of the crime scenes they were assigned to process. I thought our teacher planted it there, said Billy Spreitzer, 17, an incoming senior at the high school. What a clown, Billy. But they began to suspect it was a real body and ran to find Messenger, who recognized the signs of rigor mortis. You know something? In all my life, that may be one of the very few times I've ever seen that in print.
Really?
Rigor mortis. Have you ever seen that in print?
Yeah.
Very seldom. Rigor mortis.
It doesn't come up a lot, I got to admit.
No, it's kind of like our when a book comes out, the QM numbers. A student flagged down. Oh, did you hear that?
Oh, this is great.
I like this. I like.
Like Eddie Arnold all day today.
Yeah, kind of like Rick Riley used to do. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
A student flagged down police who turned the scene of the man's death into a real crime investigation. Police haven't released any information yet about the man's death, but the amateur detectives on the scene believe it was a homeless man who likely died of natural causes. Maybe they're going to poke and probe his body a little bit. Kind of like the, what's her name? The Runaway Bride. Oh, and what time were we playing that real, the first tape, the real tape?
Right after the rapture, right?
Oh, yeah, right after 1:15. He was found laying on a cardboard bed next to the fence, surrounded by many of his belongings. There was no obvious signs of trauma. I guess that's a pretty good sign it was a homeless guy. Cardboard bed, surrounded by his belongings. That's usually pretty good evidence. You don't need Basil Rathbone or Sherlock Holmes to figure that out, do you?
No.
Nice going, kids. So how much better could you do? I guess they hit the jackpot.
That's right.
You know, when you're in that kind of a class, you're looking for rigor mortis. There's just something funny about the way that sounds, you know?
Uh-huh.
Rigor mortis.
You know, it's temporary. I didn't know that until...
Oh, is it? What does that mean?
That means you...
What's the stage after rigor mortis? What does happen?
Rigor lucis.
Oh.
You loosen back up, apparently.
You loosen back up? I thought that happens when you die, you loosen up.
Right, and you turn into a stiff, and then you loosen again.
In fact, I was thinking about that. It's gross. You remember we heard about the night that Fat Rich passed to the other side at Pompano Park?
Right.
Now, if it's true that you lose all your... I don't want to go
there.
there.
Let's
you know what I'm
go
saying?
there.
I don't think I would want to be there. Oh, boy. WQAM, hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
you know, there's a lot of complaining going on about what's going on in Iraq, but I just want to ask you, where would our country be without all the free flow of oil that we've got coming out of there?
Yeah, that's right. Look at that low price of gas. That's right.
not to mention the democratic example that we're setting for the rest of the Arab world.
Yeah, good point. Excellent, yeah. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil?
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that woman they used to call the hanging judge?
Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen Morphonius.
Right. She had a radio program.
Yes, that's correct. 100 years ago. Well,
yeah.
Must be older than me.
She had a doctor on one day who advocated swallowing that disgusting phlegm. The logic being that it contained dead germs that would immunize you.
Oh, so in other words, I keep spitting the phlegm out here.
Well,
I should swallow it? I don't swallow, man.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't listen to this man.
Yeah, this guy's, you're older than Methuselah's grandpa, okay?
Don't you want to be puking it later?
Oh, I wouldn't mind living as long as he is. He sounds like about 110.
I know. And then it takes forever to slide.
First of all, Eleanor phonies. I mean, what the hell would you listen to a judge talking about some phlegm? Really? What does a judge got to do with phlegm, huh?
Right, what does she know about it?
Crap. Oh, there's that. Look at that. CNN is obsessed with this high school body thing. They're all over that like stink on Chris, man. Of course, you can fill in any Chris you want. I'm not talking about Chris Jones. He's doing a fine job. Do you get that memo?
Good for Chris.
Which one?
Huh? Oh, see, now I went by that.
Oh, damn.
So what about the great job that Chris is doing in our sales department?
Good job by Chris.
Oh. See, there you go.
He doesn't know Chris.
There. Well, I tried. He doesn't even know Eric Gregg. We got the 1,000 votes licked today. Here I thought that stuff actually was helping me because I haven't been coughing like crazy. That Buckley's. Don't ever. You can't get it there anyway.
Could probably order it.
851 votes by noon will be over 1,000. Aren't you impressed?
That's something.
You'd almost think we had somebody who's still listening on this show.
I know better.
Station. Yeah, well, we do know better. We've seen the numbers. 5670560. So swallow the phlegm, huh?
Don't.
I think that's
nasty.
Well, sometimes you do. Well, what do you mean?
You can't help it, obviously, if you're somewhere, you know.
Well, yeah. If I'm in the middle of a sentence, I'm not going to reach over for my hanky here.
Right.
You know, into the handkerchief.
Just have a spittoon in your
Plus, it depends on if it's kind of like thin.
Right.
Then you swallow it. But it's like thick and goopy, man. When in doubt, spit that baby out.
Put your wastebasket right there on your lap and just hock right in it.
No, I don't think so. Now, is that what I'm... Huh?
Just grab a big mug.
That would be good. I was reading a thing on the Internet about how to get rid of phlegm. Mm-hmm. And you lay in bed, you get all this steam going, and you lay in bed with your neck and head hanging over the edge, and you have somebody pounding on your back.
Okay.
And it says, be sure and have a cup for the phlegm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
thinking,
right.
no, just spit it on the floor. Just have a cup ready. I mean, look, they have to tell you that. Have something ready to spittoon it in. You know, the Internet's got some interesting information, and some of it's a lot of crap, but it's, just generally speaking, they put such juvenile garbage on there. Like they're talking to a bunch of morons.
That's
and
right.
You want to know why they do that?
Because they are.
That's correct. Just like all these schmata heads here that want to, like, you do understand that the 3 tons of ammonium nitrate that they thought they were buying, it was a sting. There was no ammonium nitrate. It was like cotton or something in those bags.
Oh, cotton batting?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's one for the poll, Joseph Cotton.
Who?
See that? Get out of here. You love Joseph Cotton. Don't be... Yeah. You're starting to get like Josh Cordes now.
I'm just funning you.
No matter what name you pick out, next I'll be mentioned like Francis O'Hare, and you'll say, who?
Was he an umpire?
He could sure drive one, man, I'll tell you that. Bucky Dale in the 4th race by 10. You know, I've been telling you for years. I'm going to start throwing out those names again, and you're going to get all confused. I am. Donnie Hall. You know, Donnie Hall drove at Pompano Park until he couldn't see anymore.
Love his cough traps.
I got some in the other room, as a matter of fact. Sucrose free.
I got one right
here. I'm glad you
mentioned
mentioned that. During the break, I'm going to go suck on some of those. You got Halls right now? I sure hope not to. Oh, and speaking of sorbitol.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell I accidentally came across an article yesterday. I was looking up phlegm and stuff. And I was looking up that cough syrup that I'm taking. And it had a thing on sorbitol, and I clicked the link on it, and it said wild diarrhea. And I thought, yeah, that's it. Yeah, wild diarrhea.
That's
Man,
right.
Especially if you got a little touch of IBS, don't touch it. For years, I've been telling you to call 1-800-MATTRESS whenever you need to bed. When the old mattress is lumpy and soiled and bumpy and obscene, they can deliver it within a 2-hour window. They have knowledgeable bedding consultants and lots more. And if you thought dialing 1-800-MATTRESS on the phone was easy, check out their website, mattress.com. Shop on the web anytime, day or night, with product details, prices, and photos. You can check out online or call to place your order and schedule delivery. Get factory direct prices lower than the chain stores, even during the chain store's so-called big sales. Plus, you get 12 months financing, too. What's not to like? Dial Mattress has the complete line of all the top names in the mattress business: Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns, and Foster Hewitt. Dial Mattress has the complete line of all the top names in the mattress business: Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns, and Foster Hewitt. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll get low prices on the best brands. Speaking of Foster Hewitt, will somebody give Bob Cole and Harry Neal a compass and a road map? Generally, when the referee puts his arm up in the air, it means there's a penalty. Oh, God, are they lost. Dial Mattress is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction, and everybody at QM, including yours truly, loves the service they've gotten. Believe me, I've used them for years, and you'll love the easiest piece of shopping you'll ever do in your life. Just make that one easy call. They'll be there in no time knocking on your door. Call 1-800-MATTRESS, MATTRES. Leave off the last S because it stands for Stupendous Sensational Savings.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
My religion's better than your religion. My avoid a lake of fire. My religion's better than yours.
All right.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. Why, my religion advocates bigotry and racial hate. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. What we like about it best, I fondle boys and wear a dress. My religion's better than yours. My religion is much better than your religion. My religion is much better than yours. We have no respect for women. Drive a cab to make a living. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. Chupacabra, spooky ghosts, we slaughter pigs and dogs and goats. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours.
Absolutely.
We wear beanies and pigtails and never ever pay retail. My religion's better than yours. My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. We knock on doors to bother you like forward brush to spew our views. My religion's better than yours.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours. We wear ties and ride our bikes and get to marry lots of wives. My religion's better than yours.
My religion's better than your religion. My religion's better than yours.
Neil, God!
We don't want to use our brains. We're mindless living on parade. My religion's better than yours.
You fairy.
It's 11:04 at 560. Do you know where your children are now? They're probably at church.
No, not mine.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Mine
They're
are
at church
sacrificing
praying.
goats and chickens.
666. They're sacrificing chickens and
Dancing around a bonfire
next to
with
those
blood on their
mezuzahs
body.
and the big crucifix. You know, I told you I saw the original Omen was on my cable. All the old Omens are making the rounds again over the weekend. And there's a scene in there, you know, the priest that keeps trying to warn Gregory Peck that his son is the Antichrist.
Right.
And, you know, protect his wife and bada-beep, bada-boop. And he's talking about, you know, you have to accept Jesus. And it's one of those things where somebody actually articulates something that even a heathen like me knows what it's all about. Like, you know, you have to drink the blood of Christ and eat the body of Christ. And the way he says it, you know, it's one thing knowing about the wine and the wafers and all this other crap, which is more mumbo-jumbo and hocus-pocus, which the Catholic Church has got everybody beat on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when he actually, you know, I start thinking about Phil Henry and macking on Jesus again. You know?
Right.
We were macking on Jesus.
You understand that with all of the other religions except
I mean,
the Catholics,
how sick and grotesque can you get, you know, eating Jesus' body?
With the Catholics, they don't believe that it's symbolic. They really believe that they're eating blood and flesh and that the priest has the magical power to turn that stuff into that.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the Protestants, it's just symbolism, but not for the Catholics. That's
maybe
Jesus.
that's what those altar boys are doing for the priest.
Macking on Jesus?
Well, he's macking on... Well, anyway.
Macking on the knife?
Mackinac Island. Holy Mackinac. 869 votes on the poll. We'll be at 1,000 by noon. Didn't I tell you that? Easy. Easy. What?
None.
Holy Mackinac. There is a Mackinac Island. It's like right off the Straits of Mackinac. Nobody there is straight. They're mostly gay.
I see.
Who is your favorite dead actor or actress? I'm amazed that we don't have more. Well, of course, we're not taking that many calls, and rightfully so. They're busy talking about phlegm.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. That's.
Oh, so anyway, I went in the other room. I got my fisherman's friend.
Oh, good.
Sucrose-free, of course.
Yes.
Cherry sucrose-free. And these do not have, I don't think they have no
Maltitol, sorbitol, none at all.
No, they got menthol. And I don't see any other ingredients on here. I see a lot of French words on here.
Well,
don't they have to, it contains phenylalanine.
Fetal what?
Phenylalanine.
Oh.
There are people allergic to that, so they have to put it on the label, so if you die. Look at where this is made, Fisherman's Friend. Loft House of Fleetwood Limited, Fleetwood, Lancashire, England. I bet you never knew that.
No.
Yeah, they sell this crap all over the world. Of course, they sell all crap all over the world. You know, all the American companies.
Mm-hmm.
They sell all their crap all over the world. Because the world is a business, Mr. Beale. But it doesn't say anything about any other ingredients on it. Ingredients. Huh? You got to admit this. This is a unique show, a eunuch show. I sound like a eunuch. I sound a little bit like, not too much, a little like that.
On a memorable day. Maybe you're possessed by the devil in honor of
that could be
666.
it. Maybe I need a good exorcism will work
Maybe
out.
that's Pazuzu trying to get out your throat.
Yeah, or maybe it's Beelzebub, you think?
That's the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Poor Father Marin. Clean off those glasses, Father. We still like Linda Blair a lot, I'll tell you that right now. I don't care what anybody says. Even if you hold the Rick Springfield thing against her.
Well, I mean, it wasn't going to be me anyway, so he's fine.
Might as well be him. At least, I'll tell you one thing. He wrote his own music, even though you hated it. And number two, he played guitar as good as they come, they said. He was a great guitarist. That's what they said.
Just because I didn't like his songs, that doesn't mean that I didn't like him.
I liked him fine.
I thought he was a fine
Anyway, and now he's old and grotesque.
Right.
Who is your favorite dead actor or actress? Well, these people are beyond rigor mortis, I guess we could say, huh? Marlon Brando, 162. Carol O'Connor, 128. Now, let's see. I'm trying to think of the common factors. You're like Eric Gregg, the dead umpire. He was huge. He weighed almost 400 pounds at one point. Fat. Marlon Brando, huge.
Right.
Fat.
Gigantic.
Carol O'Connor,
fat.
John Wayne, now the Duke wasn't fat.
No.
He had 90 votes. But he did have, didn't they say they had like 40 pounds of human excrement impacted in his colon at the time? Cuba Condom.
Anderson Cooper.
What the hell was that? Oh, Radio Mambi. All the stories now on CNN. First, they started off this hour again with that St. Thomas Aquinas story in the body. They're obsessed with that.
Search of freedom in America.
And now they showed a bunch of Cuban guys on the beach there naked almost.
Really? I think this guy's going to windsurf to America.
Well, we don't want this guy. We want those other guys.
Morales renovates homes
This guy can go back where he came from.
Windsurfs semi-professional.
No, get him out of our. We don't want no more ugly people. Jimmy Stewart, 87. Well, he wasn't fat. He was just very old. George C. Scott, 59. Not fat. Gregory Peck, also not fat. 56. Guess who else died? Woe Fat.
Who?
Woe Fat from
Did he
Hawaii.
really?
You would know from Hawaii. I
know who that is.
Jack Lord, he's dead.
Yeah.
William Holden, 42. Right beneath. Isn't that interesting? Gregory Peck was in the original Omen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who was in Omen 2?
William Holden.
Right. Played his brother. His brother who took over and inherited Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all they're wearing like those nasty little thong.
European
thong bikinis. Are you on CNN? Did you see that?
Yeah,
there's that chick on Radio Mambi.
Activist and
Your
radio
favorite.
talk show host Ninoshka Perez.
Oh, Ninoshka
insists
Perez.
Different rules for Cubans.
Sounds like a commie to me. Marilyn Monroe, 39. Jimmy Cagney, 33. Betty Davis, 26. Basil Rathbone, 25. Now, if there's anybody who wasn't fat, Sir Laurence Olivier, 18. He was not only not fat, but he was
gay.
In fact, was it Danny Kaye was supposed to be his buddy?
That's what I heard.
Danny Kaye rhymes with
gay.
I think so. I get those all confused. Did we ever put Cary Grant on there? No, we did not. Why not?
I don't think Josh likes him.
What is wrong with you, man? Cary Grant. Do you know who that is even?
He's some baseball umpire, right?
Do you know who Cary Grant is?
He's adding it right now. He's over there away.
I'm asking, does he know who he is?
Come on, Josh, answer the question.
An actor? Is that right? Yeah.
Spencer Tracy, 17. I'm ignoring you. Raymond Burr, 17. Grace Kelly, 16. Orson Welles, 11. Talking about fat. Peter Finch, 10. Now, do you know the story of what happened to Peter Finch? Are you aware of this?
No.
That he was nominated for the Oscar for our network, and he was attending some kind of a Hollywood function there, and he was staying at some hotel. And on the way between rushing from the hotel to wherever this banquet was to receive this honor, he had a heart attack. And guess what happened after that?
He died.
That's it.
I did not know that.
What a shame. Well, you just knew it, Peter Finch. And, of course, he was a great actor long before that. Do you ever see Sunday Bloody Sunday? It's kind of...
gay.
It's very gay.
Oh,
you ever see that?
No.
Good movie. Sunday Bloody Sunday. He was a great actor, Peter Finch.
Yes, he was.
But nobody remembers... In this country, or in your country anyway, nobody remembers that. They'll just remember...
Crime is bad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Oh!
Howard Beale.
Right.
One of the great acting performances of all time. Where the hell is he on here? Where did I leave off? Marilyn Monroe, 39. Jimmy Cagney, 30. I did these, didn't I? Basil Rathbone, 25. Laurence Olivier, 18. Spencer Tracy, 17. I did these. Peter Finch, 10. That's where I left off. John Belushi, 8. He just went on there. Joan Crawford, 8. But not too much. She had those big shoulder pads. What a dyke. Tony Perkins, 8. Speaking of
gay. Did he eat at Perkins?
Pancake House. Probably not enough, though. He was also scrawny. John Candy, 5. There's a guy that ate a couple of meals. Sterling Hayden, 4. He played the McCloskey in The Godfather. He had his last dinner at Louis in the Bronx. Tried that veal. It was the best in the city. Jack Lemmon, 3. How come we didn't talk about Jack Lemmon? Huh?
I forgot. Came in during the break, so I just had Josh at it.
Oh.
Just a one line on the fact.
Now, what's the line we got in here?
We have a few.
No, the one that Jack Lemmon says.
I'm telling you, we have a few.
That you always say somebody else says it.
Oh, the push the button, Max.
Yeah.
It's Keenan Wynn.
It is not Keenan Wynn. You idiot. Push the button, Max! See, you can even tell that's Jack Lemmon. Even Josh would have known that.
He's putting a voice on.
Audrey Hepburn 3, Ed Bancroft 2, and Cary Grant just went up there, hit none. His real name was like Percy Sledge or something, Cary Grant. Look, do a Google on him on IMDb and see what his real name was. He had like a girly name. He was a great actor, though. And I promise you that if they ever make that available again, North by Northwest, I will send you a copy, but I can't find it. I ordered it for you.
No rush.
I don't got it.
I appreciate it.
I said, send it to George. He said, I don't wanna.
It'll always be there. It'll just be hanging out there for me to watch.
North by Northwest. Good movie. And who else is in it? Eva Marie Saint from On the Waterfront.
Right.
Remember Eva Marie Saint?
I sure do.
She's pretty good.
Fine lady.
In all respects. 14 past 11 at QAM. Finally, a TV experience like no other. Comcast digital cable with on-demand is easy to use and lets you take viewer control to a whole new level. With Comcast On Demand, TV is on your terms because you can choose a show on your schedule and pause or rewind whenever you want. And for a limited time, you can get connected to Comcast digital cable and HBO On Demand for just $34.99 a month for your first 3 months. Why is TV so much better when you have On Demand? For starters, you can watch over 3,000 free movies and shows whenever you want. It's a revolutionary way to enjoy TV. On Demand is ready to start when you say so, with programming including free movies, kids shows, music videos, cooking shows, sports, home improvement shows, guitar lessons, and so much more. All of these things. You'll always have something good to watch right when you want to watch it. You sure can't get all of these things with satellite. So dish that dish today and get big savings up to $515 plus On Demand so you can build your own TV schedule. Best of all, On Demand is free with Comcast digital cable. So pick your showtime, sit back, and you wonder how I ever managed to live without it. Call today and order Comcast digital cable and HBO with the power of On Demand for just $34.99 a month for your first 3 months. In Dade, call 305-COMCAST, and in 954-COMCAST. Call today for full details. Certain restrictions apply.
This is Neil Rogers. Rock solid. This is 560 QAM. QAM and the Florida Marlins bring you Scratch Off Saturdays. The Marlins will be handing out scratch-off cards at every Saturday home game for your chance to win.
An authentic opening day 2006 lineup card, autographed by Joe Girardi.
There are 100 instant winners, so keep listening to QAM for your chance to win Marlins tickets and scratch-off cards. One instant winner could be you. Scratch Off Saturdays from the Marlins and 560 QAM.
Neil Rogers. In the 50s, Robert Young made people laugh, and Father Knows Best. Now, this great series is back, starring a few Catholic priests who like it young, in the return of Father Knows Best.
Step into the confessional, Billy. I don't know, Father. This makes the 47th time I've been in there this week.
Oh, Billy, you want to be a good Catholic, don't you?
Yeah, but does everybody get a spanking?
Father Knows Best. It's the Vatican's best-kept secret. And you've got a private seat for all the fun. Just enter the rectory from the rear.
All right, Billy boy, it's time for your flute lesson.
But, Father, your flute has only one hole, and it doesn't make any noise.
Oh, it will, Billy. It will.
Father Knows Best. Once you've seen this new sitcom, you'll wonder why you've never heard about it.
Let me introduce you to St. Peter.
Father Knows Best. Going to church may not seem very entertaining, but there really is something funny going on here.
All the Getskis all the time, baby. Eat the body of Christ and drink the blood of Christ and all these sick, twisted, horrendous things. And all you kids out there, your parents lied to you because their parents lied to them. It's not that your parents are evil, although they might be.
Don't leave out the self-flagellation.
Oh, yeah, that too.
By the way...
I forgot about that thing you put around your waist that's got all the hooks in it.
That's right.
I beg your pardon?
I was just going to say Archibald Alexander Leach. Cary Grant's real name.
I already looked it up.
Yeah, your voice is
I
cracking.
should remember that.
Oh, it's catching.
Did you hear that? Yeah.
Holy moly, man. And you want to know why?
It's contagious.
It's 666.
You're getting a 666?
That's the first signal, man, that the world is coming to an end. When your voice starts talking like that, when you start talking like that. We should have known a long time. I think we caught it from it. And you notice he scratched off his schedule today. You know where he is?
No.
He's in shul. He's got the big tallis on, the payas, the tefillin, the tzitzis. And that's why Mo liked working with him. He said Geldy had neat tzitzis. That's what I heard. Did we put Anne Bancroft on there? I guess we did, didn't we? Just want to make sure. Love Anne Bancroft.
Mm-hmm.
She not only was in Fatso, do you know that she wrote it?
That's
did
right.
You know that?
I did.
Oh, I'm glad. Did Josh ever see Fatso?
No, I didn't.
Oh, now you'd like that.
You
Don't
sure
you
about
think
that?
You'd like that?
I think he might.
I think.
We'll wait. We'll put it down on the list.
Like it better than Rear Window, I'll tell you that.
Probably.
Although, since you've never been like roly-poly fat. Although, George, I don't know. Were you ever roly-poly fat?
Me? No, but I started to get fat. Not roly-poly fat.
Plus, you had all those fat friends who died.
I had to cut the crap, though. I could see I was well on my way.
Yeah.
Fat people make me laugh, though.
Really? Well, anybody in mind in particular?
No, not really.
Police said yesterday that more arrests are likely in that alleged plot to bomb buildings in Canada, while intelligence officers saw ties between the 17 suspects and Islamic terror cells in the U.S. and 5 other nations. You know what the 5 other nations are?
No.
Britain.
Okay.
Bangladesh.
Okay.
Bosnia, Denmark, and Sweden.
Sweden?
The old Swedes, yeah.
How'd they ever do to anybody?
I don't know. The Parliament of Canada in Ottawa is believed to be among targets the group discussed. Toronto Mayor David Miller said CN Tower, downtown landmark, and the city subway were not targets, as had been speculated in the local media, but declined to identify sites that were. Well, how do you like that? The CSIS building downtown, they said, was one of them. CSIS. A Muslim prayer leader who knew the oldest suspect, the oldest Getchki, 43-year-old Qayyum Abdul Jamal. I wonder if he's kin to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Aren't they all kin?
Told the Associated Press yesterday that Jamal's sermons at a storefront mosque were filled with hate against Canada. How can you hate Canada? Jesus God.
Telling you.
That's like hating Denmark.
Right.
Well, that's right. They got those cartoons. They had a panel discussion on CBC, and one guy made a really good point. He said, nobody ever was like rioting and starting fires and burning British flags when Monty Python made Life of Brian.
Right.
Which is a hell of a lot longer and more sacrilegious than those few stupid cartoons in some obscure Danish newspaper. He also made another good point. He says there aren't too many Middle Eastern countries where you find Danish newspapers laying around, but nevertheless. Authorities said more arrests were expected, possibly this week, as police pursue leads about a group they say was inspired by violent ideology of the Al-Qaeda terror network. Bunch of punks, bunch of schmata-heads, bunch of lunatics. Just kill them all, man. Kill all the lunatics. You want to mess with us? Bada bing. That's it. No trial.
Unfortunately,
just get rid of them.
Lunatics are trying to kill all of us.
Exactly. We get them before they get us. That's the idea. All there would be terrorists out there. In fact, anybody that looks like a terrorist, blow them away. Well, I'll tell you one thing. There'd be a lot of open space here if you blew away everybody that looks like a terrorist. Oh, the Indonesia volcano is erupting. I forgot to mention that. All kinds of... And you want to know why? What day is it again today?
Right. The end of the world.
666, baby. The end of the world. That's one of the first signs. Where's that story now? Here it is. 11,000 people were evacuated. Don't waste your time. It's the end of the world anyway. The Indonesian officials evacuated 11,000 villagers from around Mount Merapi volcano as lava and superheated clouds of gas poured repeatedly down on its upper slopes, officials said today. Oh, yeah, there's a story about that a-hole Fred Phelps, sued by a Marine killed in Iraq, father of the Marine.
Good.
I got that story coming up.
A lunatic. Him and his daughter. And his whole family.
Oh, look at that. God hates America. Look at that. See what I mean about the Getchkis, man? And it's the same thing with this Bush thing, and even the Republicans are saying, boy, who the hell are you kidding? Political desperation with this anti-gay marriage, which has got no chance of passing. None. Even many of the moderate Republicans are going to vote against it. There's no way they're going to get like 60. It's got to get 2/3. No chance, not even close. And Bush's friends say he doesn't even really care about the issue. It's not anything he really cares about. But James Dobson and all the other good religionists on the far right, they're beating the drum on us. If you want us to come out and vote in November, you better start living up to what you promised. All the good hate. And when they finish with the anti-gay marriage amendment, then the next one after that, good old Bill Fist is going to introduce the anti-flag burning amendment. Now we're talking. Oh yeah,
that'll solve all our problems.
These are the things the public is really whipped up about. Not. In fact, your boy Lou Dobbs last night took a poll on CNN, the issues that people care about most. And, of course, it was Iraq and illegal immigration and stuff like that. Economy, jobs. 1% said gay marriages.
Yeah.
1% out of the 80 trillion votes that they got on CNN. Got a bunch of stories on 666. Even schools that are in session have security up today. They're running around poking dead bodies.
You mean
don't you see the way all these things fit together?
It's not a holiday?
Because the Lord works in mysterious ways, man. And when you look up in the sky at about 1:15, you're going to see the sign of the beast. Was the beast there this morning?
Yes, he was.
What'd I tell you?
Probably still is.
This is the beast, a fat Jew.
26 past 11 at 560 WQAM. We got Kim Bocamper at 2 this afternoon as the revolving dough from 2 to 4 continues.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Neil God.
New from Ringo Records. Satan's baby sings Simon and Garfunkel.
I am going to rip out your hair when you're dead. Life can reblow.
Satan's baby sings Simon and Garfunkel.
She died in her plane. She crashed into the ocean.
It's Satan's baby sings Simon and Garfunkel in stores now from Ringo.
It's 11:31 from Ron Popeil, I bet. I think he's the Antichrist, don't you?
Absolutely. Oh, I mean, absolutely.
I think when you crank up your Vegematic, I think Ron Popeil's head pops out of it. And then the good part of it is it slices it right off. That's where you get that severed head. Is Tuesday's date 666 merely a curious number, or could it mean our number is up?
Oh, my God.
There's a devilishly odd nexus of theology, mathematics, and commercialism on the 6th day of the 6th month of the 6th year. It may just be the 6th year of this millennium, but insisting on calling it 2006 takes the devil-may-care fun out of calendar gazing. Something about the number 666 brings out the worry, the hope, and even the humor in people, said Reverend Felix Just, or is that Yost? Remember Eddie Yost?
No.
A professor of theology at the University of San Francisco, third base, Washington Senators. A Jesuit priest just has taught both apocalyptic theory and mathematics and maintains, I think the two of those go hand in hand, don't they?
Right.
And maintains a 666 Numbers of the Beast website that contains history, theology, math, and precisely 66 one-line jokes about 666. Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
You can even make sport of it betting online whether the apocalypse will happen on that date. The good news is that one online odds maker has made the world a 100,000 to 1 favorite to survive today, something that just said is supported by theology. We're going to make it through the day. Isn't that great? Many people avoid the number. They're afraid of it almost, and there's absolutely no reason to be afraid of it. He said it's not a prediction of future events. It is not supposed to be taken as a timetable for when the world is going to end. What does that mean when the world is going to end? When you stop, come right down to what does that mean?
Well, it's going to end someday.
It's going to end? You mean like when the sun burns out?
The sun's going to expand and burn everything up.
Yeah. Oh, is that what's going to happen?
It won't happen all of a sudden,
I thought the stars die out.
You'll be able to see it coming. That's how it dies out.
Oh.
That's
and
how
we're all
going to
say, it burns. That's what's going to happen?
We'll be dead by then.
I'd get some extra suntan lotion for that day. Call up Pat Robertson and let us know what day it is.
SPF 30.
In fact, maybe Rumsfeld's got some stock in that. It all started with Revelation 13:18 in the Bible, the good book. This calls for wisdom. Let whom who has understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. The number of the beast. Oh, that's his weight, the beast. The beast is also known as the Antichrist, according to some why can't I say that? Apocalyptic theories. Many scholars, such as Just, say the beast is really a coded reference using Hebrew letters for numbers. For the despotic Roman Emperor Nero, and 616 appears instead of 666 in some ancient manuscripts. Wouldn't that be a bitch if we got the wrong number?
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God.
How are you going to dial in then?
The book of Revelation isn't prophesizing a specific end of times, but is about the overall cosmic struggle of good versus evil, he said. Oh, I bet you the devil's got his fine finger in it, maybe even his tail, and maybe even a couple of them horns.
Mm-hmm.
But for some more apocalyptic theologians, the end of times is coming, even if not specifically today. The evangelical RaptureReady.com website puts its Rapture Index at 156, calling that fasten your seatbelts time. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. The end is coming. It's not the date June 6th that's worrisome, but the signs in our society of the approach of the 666 Antichrist, said the insane Reverend Tim LaHaye, founder of the Self-Named Ministry and co-author of best-selling Left Behind series of apocalyptic novels. He's a crazy person. Just like, what's his name? James Dobson. Like that. And Reverend James Kennedy. And even though LaHaye said today isn't the date of the apocalypse, his Left Behind website promotes his new book, The Rapture, with an ominous 060606, will you be ready? Well, it's too late to buy it now, I would think, wouldn't you? Unless you're going to read fast.
Right.
So don't buy it. I don't think that people understand that 666 is not a good time, LaHaye said. He said he sees signs of an upcoming tribulation period that leads to the Antichrist arrival and a movement toward one world government, a single economic system, and a single religion. Who's going to be the head of that, I wonder?
Oh, God!
Apocalyptic culture and theology, especially those surrounding 666, is especially appealing for people in an underdog situation, said Yost. Now they tell you how to pronounce it. Midway through the story, it says, pronounce Yost. What I tell you. So far, people have looked for and found 666 in all sorts of places. Believers in the power's number have the number's power have used biblical letter numeric code to convert names of countless political leaders, including many popes, to come out 666, marking them as the generation's Antichrist. That includes Franklin Delano Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, and Bill Clinton. It's a number that the Reagans didn't want as an address when they moved out of the White House in '89 to the L.A. neighborhood of Bel Air, so they changed their address from 666 St. Cloud Road to 668. Not that they were superstitious or that Nancy did all those psychic crap, you know? In 1980, a TV host and others rigged the number 66 to come up in a Pennsylvania lottery drawing. It's the number that's part of every UPC barcode on groceries, a coincidence according to the code's inventor. Uh-oh. Did you know that?
Right, that's the mark of the beast.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't be surprised if the beast is right inside your box of Cheerios, man. With biblical coding, 666 is also the number for the www of the World Wide Web. Whew. The math of 666 is also open to biblical interpretation and manipulation. Hughes points out that 666 is the sum of all the numbers on a roulette wheel. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
Other oddities include variations on pi and products of prime number multiplication. There's also something special about the number 6, which in the Bible stands for man, said Brian C. Jones, a religion professor at Wartburg College in Iowa. People need to lighten up about this, Jones said. You know that Tuesday has a more neutral reputation than other days, like the dreaded Monday or bad luck Friday the 13th.
Oh, my God.
But this Tuesday is a day to cash in on the number associated with the apocalypse. It'll mark the debut for the remake of the classic 70s horror film, The Omen, the publication of LaHaye's new Left Behind book, and an Ann Coulter polemic called Godless, the Church of Liberalism, that bitch. And for truly cashing in, there's the non-sectarian online sports book, BetUS.com, which gives Earth a better than sporting chance. At 100,000 to 1 odds, if you bet the maximum $500 the world will survive, and it does, you win half a penny. If you bet $100 the apocalypse, and it does, you're in a cool $10 million. But the problem is, who are you going to collect it from, and what are you going to do with it? Wouldn't that be something? You win $10 million, but it's the end of the world, you're dead.
Yeah.
Still scared about the date 66? Guess who has a piece of advice? I'll give you a clue.
You fairy.
Jack Horkheimer of the Miami Space Transit Planetarium has a piece of advice. If it really spooks you, you can stand on your head, and it'll be $9.99. Wouldn't be the first time, Jack. That's what I heard. You know Miss Horkheimer?
I know him well.
She used to be a guest on my show.
So
she's out of this world. Anyway, we're getting close to that 1,000 votes on the poll or what? I might sneak a few calls in here between now and 2. You're going to be doing the show from now till midnight.
Till midnight?
Yeah, till they kick you out. 9:30. Oh, my God. 930 vote. We'll be closing in on 1,000 by noon. Didn't I say that before? Told you. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay, considering.
Yeah, right. Listen, I'm up in Ocala now. I left about a year ago.
Yeah.
Down there, and don't miss it at all. But problem up here is there's a church every 5 feet.
Uh-huh.
And I had these...
probably a bar right across the street from it.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
I do know that.
And the thing is, I had these Jehovah's Witnesses come over here about a month ago.
Yeah.
And I told them I'm an atheist and get on out of here. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, they just wouldn't leave. And then they ended up coming back and coming back again.
Really?
And I had to tell them my Jesus joke. You know, how...
okay,
you know,
good. I'm glad I hope they enjoyed it. Let me tell you the best remedy for those Jehovah's Witnesses when they knock on your door. They'll never come back.
Mace, taser, stun gun.
Oh, no.
Garden hose.
No. This is the most permanent solution. They'll never come back. Don't come knocking on my door peddling your religious crap, okay? And that includes my neighbors, by the way. Stay the hell away with your mumbo-jumbo, okay? I do like some chicken gumbo. Or some jambalaya. What is jambalaya? I know it's a New Orleans thing. What is
Right, it's like rice with a whole bunch of stuff in it, like
it's
sausage.
got like all that Cajun stuff in it, that fish.
And I would assume it's Cajun.
Ooh.
I had it once. Not bad at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Jambalaya. Don't we have a song like that?
Three Dog Night.
No, I don't mean that. I'm talking about, do we have it? No, I thought there was a bit on it. What's the one I'm thinking about?
I don't know.
Oh, I know the one.
Aruba, Aruba, on the TV tuba. Aruba, Aruba.
That's as close as we get. I wonder if they eat jambalaya in Aruba. I know they eat chicken in Aruba.
They eat chicks in Aruba. Well, the sharks do anyway.
Look at that. The government and tuna industry don't support the recommendation to do what?
The Tuna Trade Group says the
Tuna
benefits
Trade
of seafood outweigh any risk from trace amounts of mercury.
Oh, mercury. Don't worry about that. Hey, listen, forget about mercury. I keep I keep my eye on Uranus. Huh?
Right.
Don't you think?
There's no question.
And one thing you better not ever do, and that's get mercury in Uranus.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This
This is the most disgusting program.
Absolutely.
I urge everyone to complain to this station.
New from Renco Records, Satan's Baby sing Billy Joel.
Your hair is mangy. I don't want you near me.
What's the matter with the chains I'm wearing? I could take them off and make you bleed. Satan's Baby sing Billy Joel.
I should set your house on fire.
It's Satan's Baby sing Billy Joel. In stores now from Renco.
They ought to set Billy Joel on fire. Sounds like a plan to me. 11:45 at QAM. What am I going to do to get rid of this phlegm? I thought that other stuff, maybe I could get a expectorant.
Tea.
Expect it?
Hot tea.
Hot tea will do it? I don't think so.
Make it with the tea bag.
I'm tired of that. I got it. I got that herb tea, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the herb part.
Right.
Carroll County, Maryland. Today, June 6th, 2006, is the day some believe represents the symbol of evil. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe my body's been taken over by a demon.
You're possessed.
Like Reagan.
Mm-hmm. By Pazuzu.
And several local jurisdictions plan to increase police patrols at high schools as rumors of Columbine-style attacks fly across the internet. See, when you're dealing with crazy punk kids, all they need is just the slightest excuse. You know,
Sure.
oh, it's 666. Okay, let's kill a bunch of people. You know, stuff like that.
Like the riots or anything like that.
Right, just like this crap here with these 17 ragheads, you know. Rumors of a mass killing planned for today at Liberty High School in Eldersburg, Maryland, began 3 weeks ago, resulting in police presence in each of Carroll County's 7 high schools, said Superintendent Charles Ecker. We've taken every rumor, every accusation, every allegation seriously, he be saying. We have our teachers and administrators on the lookout for anything, no matter how trivial. In other words, when in doubt, overreact. Liberty Principal Florence Oliver said the rumors are baseless, but the school recently suspended a juvenile male student at Liberty for 10 days, saying he was going to bring a gun to school on June 6th. Maybe for, like, self-defense, you think?
Maybe.
He made the statement more than once, she said. Serious threats of violence call for a 10-day suspension. Oliver said she's allowed any students concerned about the incident to stay home today. And already a few parents have said they don't want their children to attend. And Arundel County police officers said they plan to heighten patrols of local high schools, while Baltimore County said it's aware of the threats and will monitor them. We're monitoring the situation. Howard County said its school resource officers have not heard the same threats and plan for business as usual. Carroll school officials said the specter of the 99 killings at Columbine High School in Colorado, which most Americans don't give a crap about, by the way, carried out by 2 outcast students, have made them take any rumors of violence among students more seriously. Somebody says, I'm going to shoot somebody 10 years ago. We wouldn't have thought about it, Ecker says. Rumors about the date June 6, 2006, marking a day of evil and mass killings, have spread throughout the country. As far west as California and as far north as Rhode Island, school and police authorities have cited rumors about attacks planned for today. This is not particular to this school, Oliver said. It's a national thing. It is truly happening all across the country. Well, you don't have to worry about it there because the kids are out of school, right? Even in Dade, are they?
Right.
Well, good. So you don't have to worry about 666. Unless, of course, your kid might be the Antichrist. In that case, he's probably going to do his evil thing right there in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you think?
There's no doubt.
5670560. Pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Kimbo Camper at 2 talking about, and then probably a little WQAM. Hello. QAM.
Yeah, I'd like to speak with Hank.
I'd
like to speak with Neil.
Hank.
Sorry, Neil.
Hank's in New York, man. He's gone.
Hey, Neil, how you doing today?
Okay.
Hey, listen, who controls the sound effects? Is that you or George? Because during that Ford commercial, when you hit the oi, I was drinking some juice that almost went across my windscreen. That was
what
hilarious.
spot? That was for the forward, yeah. That's me. That's me. I'll take all the blame for that.
There you go. Listen, it's going to sound strange, but I am calling about hockey because I know you're the most expert on hockey. Did you check out that game yesterday with Edmonton and Carolina?
I watched it, yes.
That was a real, I can't believe that they came back. And your boy Ray Whitney, I think he had 2 goals, was it?
That is correct.
Yeah, he played really well. Now, how do you think that goalie...
Okay, let me just play this again.
Ray Whitney has a pair.
There you go.
There you go. Him and Brindamore scored the
Well, Brindamore just, they got handed to him there at the end. That was tragic. That was just sad.
Yeah, I feel so bad for that kid because they don't let the goalies take any more.
You know whose fault it was? It was Jason Smith, who's supposed to be such a great defenseman. He's supposed to cover up for that kid goalie right there. He tosses him a little back pass, and he's supposed to at least least control it or block out Brindamore so that he doesn't have the empty net, and instead it just gets by him and bada bing right in the open net.
Yeah,
I blame Jason Smith, okay?
You know,
Jackass.
he was supposed to do one of two things, Neil, and he did the third thing, which is give up the goal. And I feel really bad because I really think I'd love to see Edmonton win it. You know,
I was rooting for them too, even though I'd like to see Ray Whitney win a Stanley Cup because he's my buddy. But nevertheless, I'm rooting for Edmonton. That's probably why they lost.
Exactly. Well,
I am the Antichrist.
Hopefully this goalie can get it together because Edmonton is a team. They're pretty strong mentally. Hopefully the goalie can get. I'm worried about the goalie. Hopefully he can get it
listen,
together.
don't start with a hockey talk, man. We'll be out of business. Okay, we're very close already, and you're going to put us right over the edge. How do you like that? There's a hockey guy, and he even knew a couple names of the players there. Oh no, actually he didn't. He knew Brindamore. Well, anybody, even Josh knows Rod Brindamore, don't you?
No, I know that Ray Whitney.
You know Ray Whitney, and he scored a pair last night. How do you like that? You see that? The Wizard. Boy, he's looking bad. Poor Ray. Such a good kid. Do you know that his wife, they've been dating since he was 14 years old?
That's terrible.
She got a hold of him, man, and she wouldn't let go. Although she's a sweetheart. Actually, I think she's a bigger fan of mine than he is. Bridget. They got a little kid. They're not too happy. See, originally, when he was traded from Detroit to Carolina, he wasn't too happy about it because he hates Carolina, and I can understand that. But he might wind up on the Stanley Cup. How do you like that? And I think back to that picture in the Herald or the Sun Sentinel. Ray Whitney falls in game against the Rangers. You know and of course these people aren't even there anymore. You know, David J. Neal and that other Mike, that fat little pudgy, whatever his name was at the Sun Sentinel, Mike Russo. They wrote the hockey columns. Just a couple of shills for the organization. See, this is the problem in South Florida. You have so few people that have the balls to say anything. You know.
Yeah.
Once in a while, Dave Hyde will say something, or Mike Mayo. Fred Grimm generally opens up a mouth. You know, Fred's okay. But other than that, it's just, just a bunch of suckholes like Barry Jackass and Jim Sarni, man, I think he could be the Antichrist. I think he's got 666 on his ass.
Hey, don't forget to talk to Hank about him.
Well, I would have this morning, but the humper, he bailed on us. He had to go catch that plane. If he's got anything else going on, he's got a root canal, he's got a plane to catch, he's got a hot tip and got to call his bookie, and I don't blame him. I don't begrudge him at all. More power to him. I just got a most amusing email from your attorney, Norman Kent.
Yes.
Guess who he's meeting with on Friday?
Joe Bell.
And?
Joyce.
No.
Clarence.
Right first two letters.
Joe Mama.
No.
I give up.
Clarence.
Oh, I said Clarence.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah, he thinks that Norm needs to get to know Clarence better.
Good, he can't hurt.
I don't think Norm wants to get to know Clarence better.
Who knows? Maybe they have something in common.
I don't think so.
They both like baseball, don't they?
I can assure you that Clarence ain't Norma's type, or my type, or quite frankly, anybody's type. But nevertheless, I'm sure that'll kill some good time, and I'll hear some great stories about that. Attaboy, Joe. You just don't get it, do you? You just don't get it. See, because the Beasleys, Clarence has evidently snookered Joyce into thinking he knows something about this business, which he doesn't. And so the Beasleys are just obsessed with him now, Joyce and that crowd over there in Naples. And so I guess Clarence is like the heir apparent, He's going to be like the next Greg, and maybe he'll be the next Bill Drake of the radio business. I was watching that CKLW thing again yesterday. I forgot to mention that. Bill Drake and Boss Radio. That's why, remember I mentioned KHJ in L.A.? 93, KHJ, that's all I used to say, And he had the same dynamic jingles from CKLW. And then Paul Drew was the program director at CKLW at once upon a time. He had that big light in the control room. Remember I used to tell you about that?
Yes, you did.
And he had a remote control. This is a true story. I don't know how the hell he did that, though. How do you do that? Especially back then.
I don't know.
But he could press a button, and if the big light went on the control room, if you heard something you didn't like, that meant you better straighten up real fast. You're going to get fired.
Really?
True story. He was a real Nazi, Paul Drew. But Bill Drake was the one who started that Boss Radio whole thing in KHJ and CKLW, etc. I'm going to watch that again and again and again. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. It's a great 666, man. We're kicking ass. I think our own. How'd you like to be a fly on the wall for that meeting? 967 votes, man. We're going to be perilously close to 1,000 any second now. I'm surprised we don't have like 1,000 more names on there. Although, there's a lot of dead actors and actresses, but how many that we really like that were really all that good, right?
Right.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I was the one that talked to you last week about the Pam shingles and stuff, but I got to give you a pig report right now. I know it's not normal, but I got to do it.
Well, why not? What do you mean it's not normal?
Well, because you don't often do pig reports anymore.
Well, we do them whenever somebody calls one in.
Okay, so I will go.
Part of our pubic service, man.
Right. Pembroke Pines in Hollywood, they're at it again in Cooper City.
Yeah.
That's me,
It is?
Thank you.
Is this Jim Schuyler?
No.
It's not?
No.
Who is this?
No.
Hi, George.
Who is this, George?
It's Boomer.
Boomer.
Boomer?
You never remember me. We used to work together with that Pete Bulger bastard at Zeta 4.
Never heard of you.
Well, he's so much for that. No big deal.
What did you do there?
I was on the air.
Doing what?
Weekends. That's all Bulger would give me.
Oh, then how the hell would I know who you are?
Because you used to come in on the weekends and diddle around.
Yeah, I never found anybody to diddle around with.
That
There was one guy there back then. He always had somebody to diddle around with. I better not say it on the air. But anyway, go ahead.
Flamingo Road, northbound, just after Sheridan, between Sheridan and Sterling.
Okay.
Okay, there's a feeding frenzy going on. There's about 4 or 5 of them out there on their motorcycles.
Okay, thanks a lot, Boomer.
See you, Ray.
Say hi to Bill Drake. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
At where? Doing what? Doing who?
Come by appearances, but I know that we worked in the same places, but never at the same time, as far as he and I.
Well, I'll be damned.
But he knows a lot of the same people.
He sounds just like Jim Schuyler, doesn't he?
No.
He does not?
He didn't sound like a crazy person, so I would say no.
Why, you think Jim Schuyler's a crazy person?
I know that he is.
Now, why do you say that? I never heard you say that before.
Because he is. I thought you knew. Why would I have to say it? Have you met Jim Schuyler?
Yes.
Okay.
Why would you say he's a crazy person?
Because he is.
Based on?
Based on my experiences with him, I thought he was
in what regard? Inquiring minds want to know.
He's a spaz.
Well, there's one thing to be a spaz. Most people in this business are a spaz to one degree or another. But crazy person? Really?
Arm flapping lunatic.
Wow. He fits right in with the show.
That's right.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
When some schlub Neil tries to put me down and says he has a larger congregation, I tell him right away, now listen here, good negate, you heard of my show, it's number 1 in the nation. All the space, give them dollars, bring so be true to your show, like you would to your mule. Embroidered in gold, and sure is gold. I wear it everywhere when I go round to other AZAs. They don't know what to say, so be true to your show. Learn the ancient names. Be true to your show. Support the Sunday Bridge. Be true to your show. I'll be jacked up on the Sabbath service. I'll be ready to pray. I'll be standing now. My girlfriend's at the altar in the choir now. She'll be singing away. Be true to your show. Sing your call and say. Be true to your show.
At QAM. So a couple more for the poll. Henry Fonda. A lot of people are kind of fond of Henry. Right?
Sure.
Even if they didn't like his daughter all that much. And one of my very favorites, Lee J. Cobb. We got those on there now?
We do now.
What if he was kin to Eddie Cobb? Lee J. Cobb. Remember that great line in The Exorcist? Answer the question, Father Paranoia.
That's right.
That? I mean, it wasn't a great line, but it just sticks in my mind. I lied. It's for me. Remember that? Here's a fax from one of the most chronic faxers. My God. It says, avid QM listener and chronic faxer. Well, that is absolutely correct, sir. But how many, and why are they sending this to me? Why is this guy wasting my time with us?
Maybe he thinks you're going to tell somebody about it.
Oh, yeah. But how many times can we hear from Ira Windbag, Eric Reed, and Tony Ferrantino? It's really becoming ponderous. No kidding, QAM Chronic. What the hell have I got to do with it? At least to kiss our ass on the radio that we don't put any of those people on here and never will. Ira Windbag, or Eric Reed, who talks through the teeth, or Tony Ferrantino. The good news for you, though, is that they'll be on, let's see, where are they going to be on? Somewhere it was on here. Where did I see it? Oh, on Friday, 7 o'clock. Curtis with Eric and Tony at the NBA Finals. It's like they're a regular part of the station now, you know. Eric Reed show and the Randy Fund show and the Ira Windbag show, all this stuff. And that's because our program director is a sports nerd. Not a radio nerd. He wouldn't know a radio from his ass. But a sports nerd. A overgrown child. President Bush and congressional Republicans are aiming the political spotlight this week in an act of political desperation, which isn't fooling anybody, to ban gay marriage, with events at both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue, all for a constitutional amendment with it says a scant chance, no chance of passage, but wide appeal among social conservatives, in other words, far-bistant religious crazy people. Ages of experience have taught us that the commitment of a husband and wife to love and serve one another promotes the welfare of children and the stability of society, Bush said in his weekly radio address. Government, by recognizing and protecting marriage, serves the interest of all. Many Republicans support the measure because they say traditional marriage strengthens society. Others don't, but concede the reality of election year politics. That's what it's all about. Judiciary Committee Chairman Arlen Specter of Pennsylvania said he'll vote against it on the floor, but allowed it to survive his panel in part to give the Republicans the debate party leaders believe will pay off on Election Day. Right. They got to pacify the hate mongers on the far right. James Dobson in that crowd. Farbison. Specter has chosen a different battle with the Bush administration this week, a hearing today on the ways that the FBI spies on journalists who publish classified information. As that hearing gets underway, debate on the marriage amendment will end its second day on the Senate floor. All but one of the Senate Democrats, the exception is Ben Nelson of Nebraska, not Bill Nelson of Florida, Ben Nelson of Nebraska, opposed the measure, and with moderate Republicans expected to block an up or down vote, killing the measure for the year. Just another waste of time and yours tax dollars well at work. Democrats say the amendment is a divisive bow to religious conservatives and point out that it conflicts with the GOP's opposition to big government interference. A vote for this amendment is a vote for bigotry, pure and simple, said Ted Kennedy, where the state Supreme Court legalized gay marriages in 2003 in Massachusetts. Mayor Gavin Newsom of San Francisco, which in 2004 began issuing marriage licenses to gay couples, on Monday denounced Bush's move as predictable and stale rhetoric aimed at rallying conservatives for this year's midterm elections. It's politics, it's pandering, and it's placating a core constituency, the evangelicals, Newsom said on ABC's Good Morning America. It just, And, of course, the flag-burning amendment, everybody's whipped up about that, aren't they?
No. Oh, yeah.
Things that nobody cares about, except a bunch of right-wing extremists.
I thought they were going to combine them into a fag-burning amendment.
Yeah, it's not flag-burning, it's flag-burning. That's what it is.
Set fire to you.
At the stake.
Right, you're already flaming, so what can it hurt?
Nothing like flaming a real good steak on the grill, on the barbecue. What's wrong with that?
None.
How many votes we got on there? 986. Oh, we still need 14 for 1,000. Come on, let's get with it. What's wrong with you folks? Are you like in neutral now all of a sudden? We were kicking ass there for a while. I think it's your fault.
I know.
Who is your favorite dead actor or actress? Dead. Marlon Brando, 178. Carol O'Connor, 136. Pretty good. It's not that tight, but at least Carol's on his ass. John Wayne, 98. Jimmy Stewart, 92. George C. Scott, 63. Gregory Schmeck Peck, 60. William Holden, 43. Marilyn Monroe, 42. Is that a bottle, Williams Holden?
That could be.
Jimmy Cagney, 34. Betty Davis, 27. Basil Rathbone. As a kid, I used to call him Razzle Bathbone, 28. 26. John Candy, 25. Spencer Tracy, 19. Laurence Olivier, 19. Hey, Larry.
You fairy.
Raymond Burr, 19. John Belushi, 18. Grace Kelly, 17. Jack Lemmon, 13. Orson Welles, 12. Peter Finch, 10. Joan Crawford, 8. By the way, Cary Grant was not only in North by Northwest, also To Catch a Thief, and I think Audrey Hepburn was in it, wasn't she?
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Orson Welles, 12. Peter Finch, 10. Joan Crawford, 8, with or without the shoulder pads. Tony Perkins, stuck on 8. Cary Grant, 5. Sterling Hayden, 5. McCluskey. Anne Bancroft, 4. Audrey Hepburn, 4. Lee J. Cobb just went on there and got 1. Henry Fonda don't have any. That's because they hold the Jane thing against him, I bet. You think?
Must be.
987. They're pouring in by the ones now.
Mm-hmm.
Better take a lot more calls, okay? They're getting tired of my scratchy voice today. They're like getting burnt out. Plus, we haven't had Eric Reed on yet. Or Tony Ferrantino. Who's the other one? Oh, Ira Windbag.
Randy Fund, yeah.
And Randy Pufund. Be a lot of Pufund to have him on there. We could probably change the call letters at the radio station with Randy Phone, wouldn't you think? Maybe they'll discuss that at the meeting, at the big meeting on Friday. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil. This is
WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Neil, I've been trying to get a hold of you for 2 weeks now.
Well, here you go.
Neil, you got to do this for me. I called you a couple of weeks ago.
Called me what? Fat?
No, I called you.
Yeah.
I called you a couple of weeks ago, wanting
Yes.
to hear. First of all, you never play. Let me get right to the point. You never play any Fredo bits.
Yeah.
I want to hear. This is the Fredo bit I want to hear. When Michael walks.
Where the hell am I going to find that?
Well, listen, I'm giving you all this time. Listen.
Yeah.
When Michael walks into the
I can
hotel.
handle things. I'm smart. Don't make everybody upset. Like, dumb. I'm smart, and I want to spend.
Okay.
Neil.
Okay, go away. How do you like that? Now, how do you do that, Neil?
That's
Like with that
amazing.
magic wand again. Can you believe I did that? That would be like if he asked me to play that line where he says, Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
I can't believe you can do that.
That's
Man,
amazing.
that's magic.
All those drops.
I am the magic
right
man,
there,
you know?
Just pull them right
People
out.
thought that was Bill O'Donnell, the magic man. There you go. That's for my buddy Dick Feinberg at Pompano Park. See, we're starting with those names again. And I never did find out what Brandon Givens is doing. Is he healing up or what? He'll be all right. Very hard to get that news. I see Brad Kramer continues with a clown routine at Hazel Park. 5670560 and pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
QAM.
Yeah, Neil.
WQAM, hello. That might have been a real call. I don't know. It just sounded a little.
Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Listen, this thing that
A
happened
little
up in
scratchy,
Toronto.
but I'll survive this. This should be my worst problem.
You sound great. Listen, this
I have
thing
a
that
little
happened up with Toronto shows how phony the argument of this administration is. They did it without the Patriot Act, without NSA wiretapping, without, and they took them to a judge. You know, so everything they're doing here is wrong, and they did it right without all the stuff that all the snooping and all the stuff. You know.
Right.
So okay, that's it.
Herman Goering would be proud, man.
Oh yeah. All right, Neil. I'll see you.
Arrivederci.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Do svidania. Totzins. Dewey. I bet you they still have tolls on the Thomas E. Dewey Thruway. So I say Dewey to that. Or Fooey. I think what I really need to do is get like a condo in Niagara Falls, New York.
Okay, there you go. That's a bright
Sell
idea.
my house in Florida. What?
No, that's a good idea.
Get a little condo down there. Because I don't want to make anybody like a stepchild, you know.
Right.
And then just get a little pad in Niagara Falls, New York.
That's
And then,
right.
every few weekends.
Right.
Although I don't know how much of a hassle that is crossing the border, especially now. Although don't I look like a terrorist, you know?
You do.
No, but at least I got una
from a certain angle.
pasaporta. I got
Right.
el mio pasaporto.
So
Huh?
you just have to get examined every once in a while when you go across the border.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they take that flashlight. You know where they stick it, don't you?
Oh, I know they look in your...
Rectum.
Oh, yeah, to see if you're hiding any, weapons, ammonium nitrate.
You should
That's
say,
to
hey,
your
it's
hiding
explosive
places
up there.
in your
Rectum.
Yeah. Or maybe like a pipe bomb, una bomba grande, in my fat ass. I don't think so. Although it's worked the other way around, though. I've dropped many una bomba grandes from that fat, but that's another story. I don't want to get into that, especially in the middle of lunch hour. And Joyce and Clarence both get grossed out by that fart talk, you know? I don't think Clarence has ever farted. Do you?
I don't know.
I don't think he has enough emotion in his pathetic, scrawny body to fart. You know what I mean? He's like, In fact, one of the most nauseating things, the last time I was down there, that's why I stopped coming back there. Last time I was there, he came in the studio and started adjusting his package. You remember that?
No, I don't. Oh, I
Yes.
remember you talking about it, but I missed it,
I wanted to run out of there. I thought it was like a message he was sending me, you know? Believe me, you're barking up the wrong tree, sweetie. Stick with Robert, okay? 12:13 at 560 WQAM. If you're a cigar smoker, speaking of blowing smoke, and you'd like to kick back with a good premium stogie, then Bahia Cigars by Tony Berhani is exactly what you'd be looking for. These hard-to-find stogies are made with first-grade tobacco, processed and aged up to 10 years. Bahia is a real boutique cigar maker, and they specialize in small batch, hard-to-find tobacco. Bahia Gold, a flagship line, gets a 91 rating by Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Insider, and 9.1 by Smoke Magazine. This rich-flavored, well-balanced, full-bodied Nicaraguan cigar has got earthy hints of dark roast coffee, chocolate, spice, and pepper flavors. Also, be sure and try their Bahia Deseo. It's the hottest release cigar in the last 10 months. It's so hot it'll probably burn your guts out. Gets a high rating of 91 by Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Insider. It's a powerful cigar, like I said. Tear your kishkis to pieces with complex notes of leather, earth, and pepper. The finish is long and full-bodied with additional spice and a note of charred wood. And if you want to save a ton of cash, you want to save 40% off on all your Bahia cigars, when you call, just mention Neil Rogers, and boy, they'll be mighty impressed and save you a lot of cash. 40%. Call them toll-free and light up your stogies pretty damn soon. Call 1-800-35-BAHIA. That's 1-800-35-BAHI. Eh?
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Let's abuse some more prisoners. Make them scream nice and loud.
Absolutely.
Get me some wires and a battery pack.
Oh.
I don't care if they ain't from my rack. Should be used to the torture. 'Cause we're just playing their game. In the past, it had to be worse with Saddam Hussein.
No Saddam's hiding a lot more than guns. They say they're weapons of mass destruction. I say we send a couple megatons, bomb Iraq. Oh! In the Gulf War, we let him off the hook. I think it's time to give his butt a whoop.
Rectum.
So it's time to load those B-1s up on Iraq. On Iraq. Till there's nothing left to see. On Iraq. Till Saturn's 6 feet deep. On Iraq. Blow up the creek, bomb Iraq. And they say he's got some drugs and chemicals that burn, and he might load them up on scuds. If we let him prepare, we better beware, because some of them scouts won't be done. On Iraq, bring it to an end. On Iraq, blow him up again. On Iraq, live on CNN. On Iraq, ooh, bomb Iraq. We'll toss the stupid bomb. Bomb Iraq.
You know, speaking of 666, I finally just figured it out. You know who the evil six are? You want the answer?
I do.
ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, and MSNBC.
Where do the Beasleys fit in there?
Oh, they're in another category by themselves. They're up on the tree. That's the evil six for you right there. They're the ones who are responsible for all the bad stuff that's being allowed to go on in the world. Even like the religion crap, you know? Like, you notice how they jumped all over that Da Vinci Code like stink on crap?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, look at that. Followers of superstition wary of Tuesdays. Look at
to be synonymous with the devil.
Synonymous.
Movies.
Talk about ponderous. What kind of a voice is that?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so new mother Carrie McFarland had her labor-induced last Sunday, so her son will not have the devilish birth date.
We weren't completely concerned at the time.
Oh, I see. So in other words, they induced labor to make sure it wouldn't be born today. Good move, sweetheart, because we'd come there and we'd kill that kid. Wouldn't you?
Yes, we would.
Any baby that's born today, we're killing it. No, I mean, you know, we don't want to carry it to an extreme, but we will if we have to. So either like you should have induced labor ahead of time earlier, it's too late now, or like postpone it until like after midnight. Remember that song, After Midnight? Who did that?
Eric Clapton.
Midnight. Oh, Eric Clapton did, that's right. You know what else Eric Clapton did?
No, I know.
Oh, no. Let's not lose touch with the audience again. We can't afford to lose touch now. We don't have much audience left. Don't play that again. You got that in there? If I got that, I guess I got it. If you got it, huh?
Yeah.
Now, what's the story on this latest disc I'm getting? When's that coming?
You should have
tomorrow?
it, right, today or tomorrow.
Wow.
And that'll have the
70s?
collection.
Oh, my God.
And the
Just stick in my iPod. And then, like, probably
this
weekend,
got a whole bunch of miscellaneous.
They'll be getting in my black thing, my docking station.
That's right. You know, your black dock.
Yeah, I got my dockers for off the cockers, my pants that I wear for the guy that was worried about my wardrobe, and then I'm going to get my docking station. You can't get much younger and hipper than that.
That's right.
Eat your heart out, Dan LeBastard. Oh, but they're younger and hipper over there.
Yeah. So they keep telling us.
Yeah, they got a younger and hipper one share, you know. I mean, who... I get choked up thinking about it, how stupid it is. They keep trying to talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk, you know. Anybody can talk the talk. Pop, 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 you know, like that. It's crap. Speaking of crap, that coughing thing's starting again. Now I know how Linda Blair felt. Wait till a pea soup starts coming up. Or as Lassiter would say, wait till a good pea starts coming. I hope so for you, Blabo. I'm hoping for it. A package of incentives presented today to Iran includes a provision for the U.S. to supply Tehran with some nuclear technology if it stops enriching uranium. A major concession by Washington. How do you like that?
I don't.
Oh. Well, you're supposed to filter while I'm gagging and choking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Well, when I shut the mic off, it usually means, I'm choking.
Oh, I didn't see the mic light go off.
Oh, why not? The offer was part of a series of rewards offered to Tehran by European Union Foreign Policy Chief Javier Solana. According to diplomats who are familiar with the proposals and spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity because they were disclosing confidential details of the offer and they'd like to stay alive. The package was agreed on last week. See, I was just talking about Clarence in his package, which is a frightening thought. The package was agreed on last week by the U.S., Britain, France, China, and Russia, the 5 veto-wielding members of the UN Security Council, plus Germany, in a bid to resolve the nuclear standoff with Iran. You want to know why they had to include Germany?
Why? You understand the Gestapo keeps track of everyone.
That's why.
I forgot.
So there you go. We're trying to pacify those damn schmata-heads over there in Iran. That Ahmadinejad, whatever his name is. How do you say his name? I don't know. Lieber? Lieber brothers. Do you hate them too? What do they got? I think they have something to do with craft. No, I think that the Unilever is Dutch. Unilever was Dutch. What do they make?
Don't know anything about them.
Unilever? Get out of here. Google it, man. They make products that you're using every minute. They probably even make some of that douche. We can say that all by itself. We can say douche, just don't say it. Tennessee quarterback Jim Bob, I don't know if we can say his name. Tennessee quarterback Jim Bob Cooter was suspended indefinitely after, I almost played that Cooter Hunter bit, but I better not. Was suspended indefinitely after campus police arrested him on a drunken driving charge. How do you like that? At Tennessee, Coach Philip Fulmer said Cooter will miss the opener September 2nd against California, undergo an alcohol evaluation before he can return. That's bad. Drunken quarterback in Tennessee. I got news for you. If you were in Tennessee, you'd want to get drunk too. Oh, what a place. And thanks to whoever faxed this in, by the way. Another chronic. But thanks anyway. No charges expected to be filed against the Pompano Beach mother of a 6-year-old boy who was left at Chuck E. Cheese's restaurant west of Boca after his birthday party on Saturday, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office be saying. Laquetta Monroe, 23, thought her son Michael Emanuel was going to sleep at a relative's house. Monroe didn't immediately realize he was left behind in the restaurant, investigators said. The child was not harmed. Well, what was he going to do? Is he going to drive over there or like hitchhike? I mean, I don't get it. The boy spent the night in the care of child welfare workers. First of all, anybody that takes their kid to Chuck E. Cheese's should be like, the kid should be taken away right off the bat anyway.
Well, there's nothing wrong there. You let your kid play.
Get out of here.
And you have a beer.
Chuck E. Cheese my ass.
I'll get a lot of cheese.
The boy will remain in the care of FDCF, Florida Department of Children and Families. Still, child protective hearing is conducted today in Broward County, and officials decide if he can return home with Laquetta. Just don't be taking him to no Chuck E. Cheese, leaving him behind again, Laquetta. My God, or we're going to, lock you up with Beretta. And by the way, Beretta ain't the kind of guy you want to be, locked up too close with. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
He's got a temper, that Beretta.
Well, I'm not going to try to trap him with pregnancy, so I think I'm safe.
We got way over 1,000 votes. I forgot to mention that. We got 1,023, so we're safe for another day. It's not even 12:30 yet. We got over 1,000 votes. Aren't you impressed tremendously?
Mediumly.
I bet you this has a dynamic impact on you guys' next paycheck. By the way, payday is this Friday. I just thought I mentioned that's the 9th. Saturday is on the 10th, so payday is this Friday. For anybody who's listening, people I'm not speaking to, I'll just pass that along to Deb in accounting, because we're not speaking to the other ones. I sure hope Norma has a good time. You notice how he kind of does his own thing, Norma?
No, I didn't know.
He sets up these meetings. I have no idea what that's all about. And you know what? He's going in there armed. He's got no ammunition because he doesn't speak to me. I don't want to talk to him anyway. Go pick up some more runaways, Norma, okay? Bring them to the meeting. Speaking of runaways, if you think you have termites in your home infesting and infecting, call our good friends at Riddit Pest Control today and get you a free termite inspection before they start doing the damage and chewing your house to bits. Riddit Pest Control uses that amazing orange oil treatment that kills termites and termite eggs 100% on contact. They're gone faster than you can say that Clarence is a doofus. If you have termites, it's the best possible way to get rid of them. You don't have to tent your house and make your neighborhood into a Barnum and Bailey atmosphere. It's grotesque. It's embarrassing. Don't have to worry about poisonous gas. No moving out or staying in hotels or motels. No worry about your food or pets or your health, because the folks at Rid Pest Control treat your home with this amazing orange oil. You don't have to leave it all. In fact, when they're done treating your property, the only thing they leave behind is a clean set of oranges for just a few days in a termite-free situation. It's true. If you have a termite problem, call the folks at Rid Pest Control right now and find out about their amazing orange. In fact, weren't they just at your house yesterday?
Yes, they were.
And what did they do?
They did an inspection and said, oh, you got source.
Did they?
Yeah, said we're going to have to just set your house on fire and forget about it.
Are they going to smear it?
They're going to do something.
Oh, boy. Find out about the amazing orange oil treatment that kills termites and their eggs 100% on contact. No tenting, no BS, no kidding. Call right now for a free, no-obligation inspection, especially right now at the beginning of termite and hurricane season. Call 1-800-447-4348. No obligation, 1-800-447-4348. When you call, be sure and tell them Todd Dreck told you to call, and they'll send out a search party. 1-800-447-4348.
This is Neil Rogers. Rock solid. This is 560 QAM.
All the crap you can unwrap, all the slime, all the time.
Finally got a call here. The number one rated Mohammed David in his show. At least according to my aspirations. Stay away from me. I don't even know how you have children. Miramar, hello.
Yes, I want your take on Jay Fiedler.
Oh, well, Jay Fiedler is a great quarterback and a good Jew.
I like Jay Fiedler.
Well, not to mention he's got extraordinarily smooth buttocks.
Oh, yeah!
But you got to be careful what you say here.
Okay, Doc. Thank you, Mom.
No, wait a minute. Don't go.
But I have nothing else to say.
How about this? How's the weather down there in the Miramar?
I'm right down the street from you.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Oh, wait. By the way, son.
No, I have to go.
Look, I tell you what. I'll hold you over the break. How's that, huh? I'll give you one of my old pant T-shirts. How's that?
Bye.
No, wait. That was the only caller we had.
The veins on your nose is glowing again. Wow! You got big purple veins on your nose and on your face, and around those oozing pimples you call If you go look in the mirror, you'll see a roadmap of Ypsilanti. You got your hippies on, way too tight.
My nose glows when something stings. Almost every day I think. And my veins, they start to tickle. My adenoid, yeah, I look like I'm falling apart. That's because I'm a crazy old bag. With a nose that's filled with purple veins. Nothing like that you want to see. A science journal discovery. I know that a bleeding purple vein. Try to sing it.
12:35 at 560 WQAM. We got Bo Camper coming up at 2 o'clock, and then we got Mad Dog 4 to 7. 3 solid hours. No Marlin game this afternoon because they play tonight again on the West Coast. It better be better than last night, or it's going to be embarrassing. Now, did Barry hit one last night or not? Did he play?
Did.
He hit one last night. 7-16.
That's right.
No, 7-17. 7-16.
16. Yeah.
I don't know. Wow, you keeping track? He'll never make 7:55. No chance. You think he's going to make 7:55? I don't think he's going to live that long.
I think if he goes to like the AL and becomes a DH, he can.
Oh, in other words, another way to get around. Another way for a phony record? Is that what you're suggesting?
Oh, yeah, that's phony, too.
It goes right with the territory. Henry Aaron was never in the American League. He never went on the, was a designated hitter. You know that?
I do? What does that mean, though?
It just means he didn't have to, phony up a record. When the Babe played, there obviously was no DH.
Oh, so the DH, if you're a DH and you put up those numbers, it's phony.
It's just another way to get in the lineup against a bunch of Little League pitchers in the American League, that's all. Against, Kansas City. Oh, my. Kansas City's even worse than the Marlins. Or Pittsburgh, which is saying a lot. How about those Carolina Hurricanes?
Oh!
Pretty depressing, that last goal. But that just turned my life upside down, inside out. I was not too happy with that. You're like 40 seconds away from overtime, and you give up a greasy goal at the end of the game and lose it. and watching all them yahoos, them nose-picking rednecks in the stands in Carolina. Boy, that made me sick. God, you think South Florida is really a bad sports town?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I started to mention before about Jim Sarni, and I would have talked about the Humper, but he's long gone. Don't let me forget tomorrow if we do a crossover, if that works, from the Belmont.
I will.
Please. But the Sarni column, that I'm glad somebody sent that in yesterday, because even though the Sun Sentinel website is starting to work a little bit better for me, if you want to get to a certain article, it's like their websites are all messed up. And he writes this stupid-ass article about basically trying to say what a great sports area South Florida is, and he's talking about stuff from the distant past, like the Dolphins' 4 Super Bowls. First of all, the Dolphins didn't win 4 Super Bowls. They won 2 of them back-to-back, 72 and 73. Am I correct about that?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Well, that's like 30-some years ago. You know, that'd be like everybody saying, hey, how about the Leaf organization? Well, last time they won the Stanley Cup was like 1967, before Moses was a baby. That's like almost 40 years ago. The organization sucks. And then he goes on about the Panthers and their Stanley Cup final. That was 10 years ago. 10 years ago with the Rats. And now because the Heat finally made it to the finals for the first time in the history of the franchise, now right away South Florida's a great sports town. You're so full of it, Sarni. This is the same Dolphin team that has to get one of the TV channels to buy up the tickets so that some of the regular season games don't get blacked out. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yes. I just mentioned that in passing. That's what a great sports town is. The same place where the Marlins did win the World Series twice, yes. And then both times, right after they won the World Series, they had like a fire sale. And they just spat right in the fan space. You know what they did? Different owners, but same result, same spittle. So, Sarni, you need some serious mental help, man. You're living in a dream world. And I hope that you and Evan Cohen have a wonderful life together. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon singular, whatever it is, wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Who's this, Neil?
Speaking.
Neil, I'm afraid to say Hank Aaron did play in the American League as a DH for the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's correct.
Okay, that's all. Hey,
okay,
great
thanks.
show, buddy.
It is, thank you.
Bye.
See,
he must be tainted then.
He is. It's a tainted record. I'll tell you one thing, he tain't no Babe Ruth. He's right. He played for the Milwaukee Brewers at the end of his career as a DH. That's cheating, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Babe Ruth never did no DH, although he was a pitcher for a great pitcher, too. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I did know that.
For the Red Sox?
Yeah, I definitely did know that.
Well, there you go. How many games did Barry Bonds win? What? Could you see Barry Bonds pitching?
Let's not.
No, you couldn't see Barry Bonds pitching because he couldn't get his arm over his ass because his ass weighs about 600 pounds because he's a big tub of steroid-driven lard is what he is. Makes me sick. I would go along with you if I thought, I'm not necessarily jumping on the bandwagon, but in this case, I'll make an exception. Roger Maris, now there was a guy, Roger. And you know something? The fans hated him, too. You want to know why? Because they were jealous. I loved Mickey Mantle as a kid growing up. He was my hero, or one of them, although my favorite Yankee player was Hank Bauer, the Marine, man. He was great. But Mickey Mantle was great, and they resented the fact that Roger Maris hit the 61 home runs.
Yes, they did.
They hated that.
Did you ever see 61?
Huh?
Did you ever see 61?
I heard it on the radio.
No, I mean the movie.
Oh, no. But I actually heard it live on the radio when he hit it, see, before you were born by many years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Red Barber said, "It's in." What? What does that mean, Red? You jackass. You old fool, you. It's in. And then Rizzuto was calling it on the radio. And, of course, he went ballistic. You know, the Scooter. There's another crap announcer for it, the Scooter. He could announce his way out of a paper sack. Cora, put the coffee on. I'm coming home. Good. Leave now, Phil. It's only the second inning, but you can leave now. Just get out. I'm going to tell you, man, that organization, they had Mel Allen, Red Barber, and Jim Woods. That may have been the greatest threesome broadcasting sporting event in the history of sports. And CBS bought the team in 1963, and they fired everybody. And they put on Jerry Coleman, Phil Rizzuto, and Joe Daggiola, 3 dumb ex-jocks. One of the great disgraces in history. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And at that point in my life, I said, I've been a Yankee fan all my childhood. I said, you can take your Yankees and shove them. The only time I ever rooted against them was in '60 when the Pirates beat them in the World Series because I was also a Pirates fan in the National League. And the Yankees have won so many World Series, I thought, well, I'm going to root for the Pirates. And luckily, Mazeroski hit the home run in the bottom of the 10th inning, which I'm sure you know in Forbes Field. And the Pirates won the series. Remember that?
Yes.
Hal Smith hit that pinch hit 3-run homer to put the Pirates ahead 7-6. And then I think, I don't forget, the Yankees tied it up 7-7. And the bottom of the 10th inning, Chuck Thompson was doing the game on TV, who was a great announcer. He's dead now, Chuck Thompson. And he said, Art Ditmar throws, and it, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't Art Ditmar, it was Ralph Terry. And that lives in infamy forever. I mean, Chuck Thompson had to take that mistake to his grave. Even though he's a great announcer, he made a mistake. Art Ditmar throws. It wasn't Art Ditmar, Now, how do I remember that? That was like 46 years ago, man. Long before many of you were born. And it's emblazoned in my mind. And George is like picking his nose and wondering, what is this man talking about?
I'm catching up on some email. This is great.
Good. You remember Chuck Thompson?
Who?
No, you don't. Great announcer. He did
Capitol
the
Hill
Orioles,
Blue?
Washington Senators. Yeah, it's Doug Thompson from CapitolHillBlue.com. That's correct.
I love his work.
12:42 at 560 WQAM. The summer season is fast approaching, which means it must be close to Father's Day. And you know what? It is. A couple of weeks from Sunday. Coming up Sunday, June 18, and we all know what dads like to do on their big day, and maybe also beside that, they like to eat. It's time to call a Melting Pot. Make your reservation for Father's Day. The Melting Pot is a fondue restaurant. In addition to their famous cheese and chocolates, they serve up some serious meats and fish for hungry dads like yours. And there's nothing like some serious meats. Hearty entrees from center cut filet mignon to blackened shrimp, teriyaki sirloin, pork, lobster, and lots more. Man, it's a fabulous, incredible experience at the Melting Pot. Dad will love spending Father's Day at the Pot. The Melting Pot definitely serves some serious food. In fact, we got a bit called At the Pot. I don't think I can play it, though, can I?
Not anymore, no.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's enough.
Take it from me, nobody leaves the pot hungry. You'll walk out of there waddling out with a big smile on your full face. They have an award-winning wine list to boot. And don't forget the Melting Pot. How about Lime Time with Bud Foster? And don't forget the Melting Pot's famous desserts guaranteed to put a big smile on Dad's face. So make that call today and invite Dad to dip into something different and delicious at a Melting Pot restaurant near you. He'll be mighty pleased, I'll guarantee you that. A full 4-course gift for Dad from you. Be sure and tell him that Neil sent you by when you call and make your reservations at the Melting Pot in Kendall or Cooper City or North Miami Beach or Boca or Fort Lauderdale or most prestigious Coral Springs.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
In Florida.
Absolutely.
Who injected steroids in my bum? Very bomb.
Rectum.
Very bomb. What is he on? That very bomb. He may fool someone, but he ain't fooling me.
Why is everybody trying to drug test me?
Who's always taking all the juice? Who's always acting so aloof? Who throws reporters through the roof? Barry.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds. What's going on with Barry Bonds? From Sports Illustrated right to the tabloids.
Why is everybody saying I take roids?
Let's see, I'm looking at Baby Ruth's lifetime stats. He had the first few home runs of his career with the Boston Red Sox. How do you like that, when he was also pitching?
Uh-huh.
What happened to Josh?
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh. 4 homers in 15, 3 homers in 1916, and then, not that, 11 in 1918, and a whopping 29 in 1919. That got traded to the Yankees. The last year of his career with the Boston Braves of the National League, he hit 6. But, of course, not as the DH, because there was no DH.
He was great,
Henry
man.
Aaron, I beg your pardon?
I said he was great, man. He was the second best ever.
Henry Aaron in 1975 hit 12 homers for the Milwaukee Brewers. In 1976 hit 10. I did all my research, my homework during the break. So that means he had 22 tainted home runs as a DH. So taint 755 at 733 is the number that Barry's got to beat. But if he does go to the American League and become a DH, then we start subtracting instead of adding. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he'll be down to like 600 by the end of
Contact
the
Major League Baseball telling that.
I don't really care. I could care less. Do you think I really care? You think this is one of the pressing issues on my mind in my life, is whether Barry Bonds hit 756 home runs, 899 home runs, 55,000 home runs? He's still full of crap. Now, here's a good kind, and you know something? It doesn't. Let's see. Henry, I just got through saying this. Here's the facts. Hank Aaron did play with the Milwaukee Brewers in the American League in 75 and 60. He had a total of 20. I know, I just said that. Before the facts came in, I did my homework, Mon, and you're right. Oh, Humphrey Bogart kicks all ass. It says, how come he ain't on our list? Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart and the African Queen, the Johnny Mathis story.
Going on now.
Got it? Humphrey
Got
Bogart? P.S. Love your CD. Oh, you're the one. Thank you very much. And thanks to the guy that straightened me out on Henry Aaron with the money. And you want to know the significance of why he went back to Milwaukee and played with the Brewers 2 seasons?
Not really, no.
Well, why not? Before the Braves were in Atlanta, where did they play?
Milwaukee?
Correct. See, even you know that. Even Josh knew the Milwaukee Braves, right?
I got people feeding me lines.
Eddie Matthews and all these guys?
Yes.
Huh? Joe Adcock? Who else played for the Milwaukee Braves? Henry Aaron, like I just said. Well, that's bad that I can't think back to Adele Crandall was the catcher. Wow, what a memory. Holy cow.
Listen, who were the umpires back then?
Al Barlick. No, he was in the American League. You see, when I was a kid, when I really was following baseball, I knew who all the umpires were. Why is that such a big deal to you?
I don't know. I mean, I worked with the Marlins for 4 years. I could probably name you 2 umpires. It's just not really something.
Well, that's pretty sad. That's a pretty sad state. You know Joe West?
Yeah.
Joe West, young man.
I know Laz Diaz.
I don't know who that is. See, that's the reason you know the umpires is because it's all watered down. Do you know Augie Donatelli?
I don't.
No. He's dead. Jocko Conlon? Dead. Can I get on with this? Nobody cares about this crap. Here's a good, and there's no name on this. It's on the CNN website. Why mess with the Omen? This is great. All remakes are needless, but this update of the Omen is especially so, it says. I'm going to save you folks some money again. Not only was there nothing wrong with the 76 horror classic in which the Antichrist wreaks havoc on Earth and as an innocent-looking 5-year-old boy, but the original stands as one of the most frightening movies ever. It's so ingrained in our pop culture, all you have to do is say the name Damien, and everyone instantly knows you're talking about a demonic child. Watch Pharaoh say why the Omen is better than the original. It's got a thing on here, a link. So why mess with it? 30 years later,
about 30, man.
The makers of the Omen barely have. They're exceedingly faithful to the original, too much actually, including having Omen screenwriter David Seltzer return to tweak his own script. David Seltzer, like his brother Elke? Elke? I wonder if he's kin to Elke Summer. It's not a shot-for-shot remake like Gus Van Sant's Pointless Psycho from '98, but it's close. The structure, characters, setting, events, giant chunks of dialogue, all the same. One can only assume the intention was to appease the purist, but in doing so, John Moore has breathed no new life into the material. Tiny changes here and there inevitably contemporize the film. It takes place in the modern day, so the characters have cell phones. Oh, God. What would Jesus do if he had a cell phone?
Probably call somebody.
When Julia Stiles, filling in for Lee Remick as Damien's unsuspecting mother, begins to think there's something wrong with her child, she immediately goes into therapy. And Liev Schreiber, standing in for Gregory Peck, as the father who surreptitiously brings the demon spawn into their lives, cries way more than Peck ever would have dreamed. Peck's Robert Thorne choked up a little when he learned his wife had died, but mostly he held it together. Here as troubles mount, Schreiber is wiping away tears half the time. It's the Sensitive Man remake of The Omen. But in the most feeble effort at modernizing the material, this Omen vaguely attempts to be politically relevant. A montage of photos at the start suggests that the devil is everywhere all the time, on 9/11, at Abu Ghraib, and we just don't know it. Well, if God can be everywhere, why can't the devil be everywhere, right? It makes just as much sense to me. It's just stupid. The visit to an ancient biblical city toward the end of the film features flashes of flags, both Israeli and Palestinian. Such references feel tossed in. More importantly, though, it isn't even scary. It's so similar to the original that we already know what's coming, and because it adheres so closely, it only serves as a reminder of the superiority of Richard Donner's original. And don't forget Blitzen and the other ones. Donner and Blitzen, right. How about Ral Donner? You don't know what you got till you lose it. Robert, an ambassador in Rome, agrees to take a newborn whose mother has died during childbirth because his own newborn is dead, unbeknownst to wife Kate, Kathy. The end justifies the means, he tells himself, and besides, Kate has taken the boy instantly. Ralph Donner, he's dead.
Yeah.
Flash forward 5 years as Robert moves his family to London. Soon the nanny hangs herself in front of dozens of shocked guests at Damien's birthday party, and even says the same thing beforehand as the nanny in the original. A creepy priest, Pete Postlethwaite, stalks Robert with warnings that the boy's the devil's son and talk of Armageddon. A photographer, David Thewlis, notices eerie shadows in a series of pictures that end up being prescient. You know, the one thing about that is, where did the photographer, how did he ever get, hooked up with that priest? Why was he following him around?
Oh, you never know.
Oh. And from there you know the rest of the story. As Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story, death, destruction, mayhem, all of which Damien delivers with a gleam in his eye and a smile on his puss. No offense to young Seamus Davy Fitzpatrick in his first film role, but the original Damien, Harvey Stevens, accomplished more with less to say. Having said all that, there are some solid performances here. Schreiber is as versatile and esteemed an actor as you could wish for, and he certainly carries himself with enough gravitas for the role. Stiles, meanwhile, always exudes a maturity beyond her years, but looks too young here. The 13-year age difference between her and Schreiber feels more like a chasm. Thank heaven for Mia Farrow, the Rosemary Baby star returned to supernatural territory, is the satanic disciple sent to protect Damien by posing as a replacement nanny. This is a rare instance of the new Omen improving on the old one. I don't believe that. You can't improve on the old one. Instead of oozing menace and doom from the second she appears on the screen as her predecessor did, Farrow's all fair-haired sweetness and light with that girlish voice and angelic presence. That's not what you want. It's the scariest part of the whole movie, it says. Well, in that case, The Omen, a 20th Century Fox release, rated R for disturbing. Yeah, R for disturbing, that they remade it. That's disturbing. And talk about disturbing.
And the next step is for the House and the Senate to reconcile its difference.
Yeah, there you go. That's disturbing. Okay, take a look at him. Oh, my God. I get disturbed just seeing him on there. Makes me wonder. You know something? All you people that voted for him, you owe all the rest of the world an apology. Not just me, and not just the rest of America. You owe the whole world an apology. The free world and the not-so-free world and everybody else, including all the dead people. You owe an apology. Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Christ. And those of you that still support this butcher, this lunatic, this demonic lunatic here on 666, you people ought to be like tarred and feathered is what you ought to be, because you're dangerous. You're like him. D, double D, dumb and dangerous. How many votes we got on the poll, by the way? 1,000, 1,100, you think? 1077. We'll make, top 1,100 easy. Easy. Who is your favorite dead or actor or actress? Marlon Brando, 185. Carol O'Connor, 143. John Wayne, 103. Jimmy Stewart, 95. And small potatoes after that. I don't want to read the whole list. 12:57 at 560 WQAM. Bo will be on. Kimbo Camper at 2 this afternoon. Our revolving dole between 2 and 4. It's the 6th of June, and we still got a revolving dole from 2 to 4. It is just, this is one of the great scandals in the history of radio. You know that CKLW thing about the history of CKLW, the rise and fall?
Right.
This is one of the greatest scandals. It makes payola, it makes, you name it, pale into insignificance. These people are like in suspended animation, like Larry King. Frozen, can't make a move. They're like a constipated guy at a chessboard who's just going to sit there for eternity, you know what I mean? Who's like petrified, as in the petrified forest. Hey, I've been telling you for years to call 1-800-MATTRESS whenever you need a bed. Don't be scared of doing that. It's the easiest, the smartest piece of shopping you could be doing. They can deliver it within a 2-hour window. They have knowledgeable bedding consultants and lots more. If you have thought dialing 1-800-MATTRESS on the phone was easy, check out their website, mattress.com. That's a piece of cake. Shop on the web anytime, day or night, with product details, prices, and photos. You can check out online or call to place your order and schedule delivery when it's convenient for you. Get factory direct prices lower than the chain stores, even during their so-called big sales. Plus, you also get 12 months financing, too. What's not to like? Dollar Mattress has the complete line of Sealy, Inserta, King Coral, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns, and Bananas Foster. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll get low, unbeatable prices on the best brands. You can't beat them with a stick. They're ranked #1 in the world at customer satisfaction. I've used them for years and guarantee you love them as much as I do. So next time your old mattress is worn out and just had it, if you want a great deal all the way around, just sit there on your ass instead of wasting gas. Call 1-800-MATTRESS. 1-800-MATTRESS. Leave off the last S because it stands for savings, dummy.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
It's Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool,
I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hours.
I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hours.
Goodbye, Katie Couric, though I never watched you at all. You had the grace to force a smile, since you actually hated Matt. But they said it would work, and for 15 years it did. Then you left for CBS for bigger contract and income gain. And at times it seemed you had that phase like Matt Howell was passing wind. Never knowing he ate the bean dip when the sheriffs came in. And when Matt heard you were leaving, it didn't bother him. He's got the heart for Meredith, got no chick coming in.
101 at 560 WQAM, and there's about as much chance that I would watch Katie Couric doing the news as there would be of my watching a Jay Leno show. None. As much chance is my voting for...
Can't wait.
That. Anyway, I think we got close to 1,100 now, don't you, on a poll? 1,089. 11 more, we can go home. New evidence may suggest cover-ups in 2 separate incidents at the center of a simmering scandal over Iraqi civilian deaths at the hand of American forces. Iraqi anger is percolating, just like the coffee this morning. It's percolating over the incidents and over an investigation that cleared U.S. forces in a third case. A brother of victim, Hashim Ibrahim Awad Abbas, in Al-Hamadaniya, Iraq, whatever that is, told ABC News yesterday that Marines killed his brother needlessly. According to the victim's brother, Marines came to his family's village at 2 o'clock in the morning, April 25, and raided a home where they discovered a shovel and AK-47. They then went to his brother's house, dragged him into the street, arrested him, and took him away. A little while later, Abbas's brother heard gunfire outside the village. Waking up at the crack of dawn, he rushed to the police department to report his brother missing. Abbas told ABC News that the police informed him that a body had been dropped off earlier by the Americans and that he should go have a look. Indeed, it was his brother. Later that day, Marines came to the family home and dropped off the incident report. ABC News obtained a copy of the death report, which is written in Arabic on one side, English on the other. We spotted a man digging on the side of the road from our ambush, reads the statement. I made the call and engaged. He was pronounced dead at the scene with only a shovel and an AK-47, according to the statement. Sergeant Lawrence Hutchins, with another Marine acting as a witness, signed the death report. 8 Marines could face murder charges in the death of Abbas and other charges for possibly attempting to cover up the killing. Residents told ABC News over the weekend that a Marine sergeant had lied on an official report about the death of a civilian, saying the man appeared to be planting a bomb, but several Marines have confessed to dragging the man from his house, shooting him, and putting a shovel and weapon next to his body to make it look like he was a terrorist, an insurgent, an evildoer. How do you like that? Your government in action again, baby. Zion America, man. You can have it. The Bush America. It's enough to make you want to...
Find somebody coming into our country?
Puke. Yeah, go back to wherever you came from, okay? Go to Uranus, W, you jackass. I'll get him in it just, the fact that he stole 2 elections, and nobody is making a big timus about that except Bobby Kennedy Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And he's busy trying to bail his cousin out. Isn't that his kissing cousin?
Is that what
Patrick?
they're doing?
Huh?
Is that what they're doing?
Of course, it's his cousin, man. If Patrick Kennedy is Ted's son, right?
Well, I didn't know they were kissing.
And Bobby Kennedy Jr. is Bobby's son, and they're cousins, it would seem to me. Well, maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know what they're doing. Who cares? They're both pretty ugly. 1,093 votes on the poll. Kim Bocamper ain't going to be taking no silly-ass sports poll at 2 o'clock. He's going to be digging right into that shack stuff, into the heat meat. The white heat. White hot, whatever it is. I was going to... can I do that Lou Dobbs thing 1 second?
I think you should.
I got to find...
Since I missed it last night.
Well, I want to find that poll he took on the show last night, since you're a big Lou Dobbs fan now.
Thanks to you.
Here it is. Which of these national issues do you believe is most pressing right now? Most important. Gay marriage, illegal immigration, war in Iraq, border security, public education, or health care? I'm going to vote for war in Iraq, even though I already voted on this yesterday. But just to get the numbers up. Oh, look at that. 17,318 votes, a little bit more than we got. Gay marriage has got 192 votes, 1%. 1%.
Yeah.
Illegal immigration, 33%. War in Iraq, 29%. Those are 1 and 2. Border security is third, 24%. Public education, only 2%, which is pretty embarrassing. Health care, 11%. And gay marriage is last, 1%. That's why they're wasting all your tax dollars and all this Senate time debating about a constitutional amendment that had no chance in the first place and is never going to pass anyway. And then they'll do the thing on the flag burning. And there will be Hillary will be there joining in again, trying to be like a centrist, whatever the hell she is, phony baloney. In fact, here's the story. President Bush unexpectedly yanked the press event on the federal marriage amendment from the White House Rose Garden and placed it inside the old executive office building without explanation, CNN reported yesterday. It was supposed to be outside in the Rose Garden, and he's so embarrassed by it, they yanked it. And the press event, too. After giving a prepared statement, the president did not take any questions, instead walked off the podium. In another gay marriage news, MSNBC's conservative host Joe Scarborough, a real bubblehead, said Monday that most conservatives know that Bush is pandering on gay marriage. The amendment doesn't have enough votes to pass the Senate, not even close. Everybody knows. From the left, from the right, from the middle, from your rectum, everywhere. They all know. Political pandering and just stirring up the hate mongers on the far religious right. And, of course, all that's going to do is piss off more people. These people have gone from being so politically, clever and coy and stealing elections, stuff like that, to being so inept at everything they do. But at least they're consistent, Everything they do is, everything they touch, it's like the Midas touch in reverse, turns to pure manure. And there's nothing better than pure manure.
Smells good, too.
Now, talking about your country trying to dictate to the rest of the world, just like they're giving Canada crap about the marijuana laws, and about everything else.
Yeah.
This is right in line. They're just like the Dutch. They've always been giving the Netherlands a hard time about, your lax laws on prostitution and drugs, and, I say none of your business. That's what I would tell them.
Right.
Mind your own business. Take care of your own house. The United States warned key ally Germany yesterday that it should do more to stop a tide of sex workers arriving for this month's Soccer World Cup, and accused 12 nations of failing to do enough to stop the modern-day slave trade in prostitutes, child sex workers, and forced laborers. The U.S. government opposes prostitution, which is legal in Germany. A State Department report on global human trafficking said these activities are inherently harmful and dehumanizing. And it's got a picture here of the red light district in Hamburg, and says prostitution is legal in Germany. A U.S. congressman and other anti-trafficking advocates estimate that thousands of foreign women, many from Eastern Europe, like Romania, by the way, will be forced into sex work during the 4-week tournament that begins June 9. At a briefing, Secretary of State Condoleezza denounced the sordid trade in human beings and said if there's anything sordid, she ought to look in the mirror, that bitch. She's as sordid looking as anything I've ever seen, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
She said the fight against trafficking is a great moral calling of our time. Together we will stop at nothing to end the debasement of our fellow men, she said. I don't think she gives a crap about men, if you ask me. Hey, Condoleezza.
You fairy.
The U.S. called Germany a source, transit, and destination country for sex workers and other victims of exploitation. However, the 2006 Trafficking in Persons report gave Germany its highest overall rating for compliance with efforts to stop trafficking and noted German efforts to combat exploitation during the World Cup. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, due to the sheer size of the event, the potential for increased human trafficking during the games remains a concern, the report said. As many as 800,000 people are bought and sold across national borders annually or lured to other countries with false promises of work or other benefits, the State Department said in its annual survey on international human trafficking. Most are women and children. The report lists Iran and Syria among the dozen nations that the U.S. said did not adequately address trafficking problems. The State Department said those countries should be subject to sanctions. Apart from Arab allies Saudi Arabia and the Central American nation of Belize, the rest of the list of violators reads like a catalog. How do you like that? Saudi Arabia's on there. We doing anything to punish them? No. The rest of the list of violators reads like a catalog of nations at perpetual odds with the Bush administration. Myanmar, that's Burma, Cuba, Iran, Laos, North Korea, Sudan, Syria, Uzbekistan, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe. I don't see Costa Rica on there anywhere, do you?
No.
What about Mexico? Don't see it. See Belize? Who gives a crap about Belize? Countries that fail to crack down can be subject to a variety of sanctions, including the withholding of some kinds of U.S. foreign aid. The U.S. will not cut off trade and humanitarian aid, the report said. Countries that receive no such assistance can be declared ineligible to take part in cultural and educational exchange programs. 2 countries have been sanctioned since the report began, Equatorial Guinea and Venezuela. You ever seen Equatorial Guinea?
Not lately.
Pretty foul.
Ooh.
The German government, while defending its policy of legalized prostitution, emphatically denies that it condones human trafficking and says it's intensified efforts to combat it. Germany's sex industry and entrepreneurs have made no secret of their expectation of a boom as hundreds of thousands of visitors arrive for the World Cup. I'll be there for the World Cup, and I won't be doing no prostitutes. At the 4-story, 40-bedroom Artemis brothel, which opened in Berlin last fall, manager Egbert Kumash predicted business, normally 130 clients a day, could double or triple during the 32-nation tournament. Prostitution is legal in Germany with about 400,000 registered sex workers who pay taxes and receive social benefits. However, the government says forced prostitution is not tolerated and denies Smith's claim that it's helping build brothels. The German embassy in Washington said German federal officials are working closely with regional authority, yada, yada. So there we go again, telling the rest of the world you can't do this and you can't do that, moralizing for the rest of the world while we're butchering innocent people and taking our soldiers and using them as like human sacrifice and drinking the blood of Christ and eating the body of Christ. I'll tell you one thing, boy, he must have been one bloody guy.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken.
All these people drinking the blood of Christ all of these centuries now, my God. It's unbelievable. When does he run out?
Oh, you know, like that trick he did with the bread and the fish? He just keeps making more. Oh,
that's right. He keeps making new. That's right. Never runs out. I wonder if it's like tastes like Grandma Boone. 12 minutes after 1 at 560, although the church said they liked it because it had a ripple effect, whatever that meant. 12 minutes after 1 at QAM. We got Bo Camper at 2. We got Mad Dog at 4. We got Curtis at 7 tonight. Thank God. Oh, rest your ears, baby. Kiss the... In fact, you know something you want to know why?
Why?
It just dawned on me. It took me over 3 hours to figure this out. You see who's been scratched off the schedule tonight?
Yeah.
Anybody want to know the true identity of the Antichrist? He's got other work to do. Got it?
Got it.
Only the Antichrist could make us sound like that. Uh-huh. I knew it. Hey, if you love to get out there on the water and you'd like to go out and get you a boat, don't buy a boat because, man, it costs you an arm and 6 legs. And, boy, the price is just where the problems begin because then you got all kind of maintenance and do all kinds of stuff with it. If you want to get out on the water the smart way, call our friends at Club Nautico at 1-800-BOAT-RENT right now. Why would you want to pay all the expense of owning the boat and go through all the grief when you can rent one totally hassle-free? This is for smart people. Join the club at Club Nautico. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT. You'll be amazed just how easy they make all these things for you. No docking costs, no expensive upkeep, no insurance, no hurricane preparation. With a boat from Club Nautico, it's totally stress-free and truly affordable, too. So call 1-800-BOAT-RENT. Don't have to worry about getting the boat ready because Club Nautico does it for you. No cleaning up either. At Club Nautico, here's how the deal works. You just call them ahead of time. They get the boat all ready. You just hop on your boat and go and have a fantastic time. When you're done, pull into the dock, get off, and just walk away. It's that easy. Club Nautico, call them toll-free at 1-800-BOAT-RENT for unlimited boating to pay as you go from small boats to yacht charters and everything in between.
All of these things.
It's Club Nautico. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT and let Club Nautico tailor a plan to fit your needs and your budget. Get on the water today the smart, hassle-free way with Club Nautico. Call 1-800-BOAT-RENT.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Father, could you help an old altar boy? I'm a Catholic.
Well, congratulations. Get a life.
Here's your brand, honey.
Brand again? It tastes so crappy. You know, I'd give my immortal soul for a brand that tastes good. I heard that.
Beelzebub, Lord of the Underworld. What are you doing here?
I heard you're not eating your fiber, Bob. Perhaps you'd like to try new Beelzebran. Oh, what's so great about Beelzebran? Well, one bowl of Beelzebran has all the fiber you'll need to keep regular, but the best part is it tastes great. Wow. Besides, if you don't eat your fiber, your bowels will clog with rotting meat, and your intestines will fill with cancerous tumors, and blood shall squirt from your anus. Okay, I get the point. So I'll eat my brand. There's a good fellow.
Thanks, oh desolate one.
No problem. Now, about your immortal soul, Bob.
Beelzebub?
I'm just kidding. Beelzebran. Because good health shouldn't cost you your soul.
Yeah, but why did they give the baboon such a red ass, man? That was bad.
Oh, they like those.
At least put some clothes on those things. I wonder if they got baboons in the new Omen like that.
You know, it would be missing something if they didn't.
Yeah, that's quite a scene there. Well, all the animals are freaking out. Even the giraffes.
Right.
Remember when she first drives into the park and there are those two tall giraffes and they're like kind of like chewing their cud, which I didn't know that giraffes did that, but they're doing it.
Yeah, they do.
And then all of a sudden they run like a son of a bitch when they see who's in the car. Oh, it's Damien. We better get out of here. Cliff writes a fax. Chronic Cliff. I really thought all these crazy Christians were just full of it when they told me Satan would appear on 666. But then today I was pulled over by a white devil for going 40 and 35. Now I'm a believer. Jesus touched me, he said. Yeah, Jesus is going to touch you, but you better be careful because it might be near your rectum. I'd run like hell.
I'm knocking on some Jesus right now.
40 and a 35. Boy, what a speed demon. Got over 1,100 votes on the poll. We're just rolling along singing a song. I think, you know, why I made the bad mistake? I shouldn't have taken at Bentley's, the cough stuff, before the show.
Really? Why?
No, that's why I was coughing and hacking.
Oh, because you're expectorating it.
There you go. What were you expectorating anyhow?
That's right.
So what I'll do is I'll take it like a 2 is what I'll do. Because I almost took it again, and it's supposed to be like every 5 hours or 6, whatever. I almost took it again at 1. I thought that would be a bad idea. Because you notice now how that is kind of passed. All things must pass.
Right.
Like gas. Yeah, when Norma gets us our fart sounds back, that's when I'll assume he's earning his money, you know. Otherwise, why even waste the time meeting with these bozos? You know, he's having a big meeting on Friday. What are you going to do, Norma? What are you going to do? Huh? Just rehash the same old crap about how Joe likes us and he wants us to and kiss up to Josh and respect his tremendous talents, whatever this is all about?
Well, they can
why are you
baseball.
wasting your time, Norma? Huh?
They can talk baseball.
Yeah, there you go. Talk about your fantasy baseball and your fantasy radio, because that's what we're working at. Speaking of crazy people, Greenbelt, Maryland. The father of a Marine whose funeral was picketed by anti-gay protesters from a fundamentalist Kansas church, those are the crazy people, filed an invasion of privacy suit against the demonstrators on Monday. It is believed to be the first lawsuit brought by a serviceman's family against Westboro Baptist Church of Topeka, Kansas. That's the lunatic Fred Phelps, whose members routinely demonstrate at military funerals around the country. Albert Snyder of York, Pennsylvania, the father of Lance Corporal Matthew A. Snyder, is seeking unspecified damages. The younger Snyder, 20, died March 3rd after an accident in the Anbar province of Iraq. He was buried in Westminster, Maryland. We think it's a case we can win because anyone's funeral is private, Albert Snyder's lawyer, Sean Summers, said. You don't have the right to interrupt somebody's private funeral. After filing the suit, Snyder said at a news conference that he hoped a hefty judgment would leave the church members unable to afford to travel for more protests. I want it to stop, he said of the protest. I didn't know there were people in the world who did stuff like this. In other words, oh yeah, who's being naive now, Kay? Members of Westboro say the military deaths in Iraq are God's punishment for America's tolerance of gays. They typically carry signs with slogans such as God hates fags and thank God for IEDs, a reference to the roadside bombs used by insurgents. Just lovely. The church has inspired dozens of state laws banning funeral protest. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm eating communion wafers.
Oh. Are you eating the body of Christ again?
Yes, I am. I'm
Jesus
666.
Christ. The church has inspired dozens of state laws banning funeral protests, including a Maryland law that didn't go into effect until after Snyder's memorial. Shirley Phillips Roper, a spokeswoman for the small congregation of crazy people, said it is the first time Westboro has been sued by a soldier's family, but long overdue, by the way. We're exercising our First Amendment rights, she said. Yeah, Yeah, that's right. Spreading hate. Is that what it says in the First Amendment, going around and spreading hate and causing more distress? It's not bad enough that a family's got to bury their kid, their 20-year-old son who was sent off to be a human sacrifice. That's not bad enough. But they got to put up with these crazy people from Kansas? Crazy. What'd I tell you? The religious people, when they come anywhere near you, run like a son of a bitch, okay? Or you're going to really regret it.
Slam that door.
Slam that door in your face and go get a loaded... Go call Chuck Heston. He'll tell you where to get a loaded piece. And also where to get some neat spandex pants. He makes me look like a snappy dresser.
I think those were Farrah action slacks.
That outfit, that outfit he's wearing in that Bowling for Columbine there at the end. It defies description. In fact, I think he's got spandex skin, old Chuck, if you ask me. But then what would I know?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. What would I know? I'm not one of them gun nuts. Conservatives favor purity over cancer vaccine. Did you see this story?
Nope.
Late last month, an FDA advisory panel unanimously recommended approval of vaccine for human papillomavirus, HPV. The vaccine appears to be 100% effective at protecting against the most prevalent viruses that cause cervical cancer. While public health professionals view the vaccine as miraculous, many conservative organizations opposed it on the grounds it might encourage promiscuity among adolescent girls. Now it appears for certain that the FDA will approve the vaccine. Conservatives are attempting to discourage its use. These are the flat earth people, man. These are the flat earth crowd. Crazy people. The anti-science, anti-intellectual, anti-anything people. They remind me of the Christian Scientists. Don't go to the doctor. Don't get any antibiotics. Just pray,
man. That's right.
I had a girl in high school. Family was Christian Scientists, and the father got ill, and they wouldn't go to the doctor, and they wouldn't and it was something that he could have been treated for too, as it turns out. No doctor, and guess what?
He died?
Good guess.
He ain't hurt no more.
The pharmaceutical giant Merck produced a vaccine known as Gardasil. It'll be nothing short of a lifesaver for many women. Cervical cancer is the second most prevalent cancer killer among women in America, striking nearly 14,000 women each year. Of those, nearly 4,000 die annually. Poor women and women of color will benefit the most from the vaccine, as Latino and black women have the highest rates of cervical cancer. Lower-income women typically lack the funds and health insurance necessary to have regular screenings for HPV. Ooh, look at that. Look here. Despite the benefit... Ooh, I got to get rid of that.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to swallow it. Ooh, yucky. Despite the benefits of the vaccine, conservative organizations began to rally against it last year. One of the most vocal opponents are the crazy people of the Family Research Council. The council promotes the Judeo-Christian worldview as the basis for a just, free, and stable society. Last October, the council's president, Tony Perkins, there he is again, spoke decidedly against the vaccine. Mr. Perkins proclaimed, "Our concern is that this vaccine will be marketed to a segment of the population that should be getting a message about abstinence. It sends the wrong message." He even stated he would not vaccinate his 13-year-old daughter. And it goes on. It's on our website. By Gene C. Gerard from Dissident Voice. It's kind of like stem cell research. Everything that might help people who are desperate, who are dying, who are sick. Everywhere there might be something scientific that makes sense.
Well,
we can't do that.
Right. God wants you to suffer. That's why you have to beat yourself.
He works in mysterious ways.
Wear that belt of nails.
Doing the devil's work again? Yeah, that belt of stuff, man. I never, in my life, I never saw that before.
Well, you weren't raised Catholic.
Well, thanks God for that. About the one thing I will say for my family, I can't say too much, but at least they were, good heathens. Although my father, of course, was into that Zionist crap because he had no life.
I have no life.
Right. And his whole family were a bunch of crazed Zionists. Didn't care about Judaism or about religion or any of that God crap. But Israel, Israel, this, very sad. Oh, this is good. Man. See, you're having a very dangerous lunch there. It's loaded with calories and carbs.
That's right.
I'm having a totally calorie and carb-free snack.
I wonder what the nutritional value of Jesus is.
Oh, macking on Jesus? I don't know. Let's call the Atkins Center. I wonder if it's carb-free. Oh, yeah, they got the low-carb Jesus. Something? That's a good point. How come we don't have low-carb wafers in the church?
You're right.
Do you think people ought to start demanding that?
That's a good point, the people that have weight problems.
Especially for people with diabetes.
Yeah, maybe a soy-based wafer.
Right. 28 after 1. And what about that wine, man? Oh, yeah. God. Huh? You know what Bela Lugosi said?
I know.
If you have a business and need to get customers away from the competition, then here's the perfect business partner for you. PubSet Printing and Design. PubSet can design and print everything you need in your arsenal. Just look at the display booth they made about me on our website down at the bottom of the page, and you'll see those big ugly glasses I used to wear, and you'll wonder, what a geek. But it's a great display. Or see more of their phenomenal work on their website, PubSetSF.com. PubSet can print everything from business cards to banners, posted to their specialties, trade show booths and displays. PubSet Design and Printing, the very best for over 14 years, and PubSet can handle all in-house. Call 954-772-7275. Remember Frank House used to catch for the Tigers?
No.
954-772-7275, and they had alkaline in right field. Better yet, see for yourself at PubSetSF.com. Look your best and get those new customers. It's your business, and it's PubSet's business to make you look really great. Call them at 954-772-7275, or go to that website of theirs, PubSetSF.com. Don't forget to look for my grotesque, gruesome picture on their building on Dixie Highway, just north of Commercial. Choose the very best PubSet design and printing. Call 954-772-7275.
This is Neil Rogers. Rock solid. This is 560 QAM.
Howard David's a bitch.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting home watching TV, enjoying the peace and quiet I really need. But I know that it won't last forever. The doorbell has to ring. Another Jehovah's Witness that thinks they want to save me. Thinks they want to save me. After I tie a yellow ribbon around your neck today, I will drag your ass at my porch away.
Rectum.
If you still want to visit after I drag your ass away, I'll get on a bus, I'll come to your house and I'll knock till I'm blue in the face. So don't you come a knocking, 'cause I'll be waiting behind my old oak tree.
You fairy.
Yeah, the significance of that, of course, even though he's not a Jehovah's Witness, Tony Orlando is a born-again fanatic. You do know that.
I do.
He found Jesus, you know. Once his record stopped selling, he found Jesus, and the music-buying audience lost him. He was on that CKLW piece. He was talking about how he was friends with Rosemary, whatever her name was, the PD, Rosie. She was one of the big movers and shakers in the music business. If they wanted a record played on CKLW, they had to go through her. Some Italiana. But anyway, I forget what her last name was. No, actually, that's wrong. She was a French-Canadian.
Huh.
Yeah, like Turgeon or some frog like that. But anyway, she had the power, man. Speaking of having the power, now, of course, to show you, when you go to Amsterdam, you guys, you're going to be amazed at although you probably won't find these people. They're in the tiny minority.
What people are there?
Will you listen to this?
All right.
A Netherlands-based evangelical organization has called on Christians in 21 countries to hold a 24-hour prayer vigil against satanic forces to mark so-called Devil's Day. Well, I hope they're busy because it's already like 7:35 at night over there. Some fear the date 666-060606, which fall today, signifies 666, the biblical number of the devil, the beast, and will usher in calamities and even the end of the world. Of course, you got that volcano going off there, right, in somewhere, where was it? Somewhere.
Indonesia, Sumatra, one of those.
And there's that guy in Hell, Michigan is on CNN right now. He owns the ice cream and Halloween store.
To play, and so we put together a little bit of celebration.
Says,
so does hell
welcome
ever
to
freeze
hell.
over there?
We haven't had a freeze in the last year and a half. That's when we hold our elections, when hell freezes over.
And do you tell people to go to hell on a regular basis?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Do you tell people to go to hell on a regular basis? I mean, you're the unofficial mayor.
Well, you know, we can get away with it. More people told you to come to our town than anywhere on earth.
So how did hell get its name?
No, we already been through that. Okay, all I want to say is...
Go to hell.
Yeah. Isn't that pathetic? Anyway, the Dutch-based organization Ambassadors Ministries called its 24-hour prayer vigil from 6 p.m. Monday, yesterday, saying it hoped some 2,000 Dutch Christians, mainly Protestants, would take part. That's probably as many as they can get in the whole country. Because you know what's right there by the old church?
The who houses, the red light district.
Las Prostitutas. We believe that the plans the enemy has for this date, June 6, 2006, will be destroyed through violent worship and praise. Violent worship. Well, what is violent worship?
Self-flagellation.
We are inviting the entire world to be part of this huge unity project. It says on its website, ambasmin.org. A-M-B-A-S-M-I-N, ambasmin.org. The forces of evil are using this day. Mathai Piet of the organization told AFP. Through our action, we want to stop them from achieving their goal. The figure 666 is named the number of the beast in the closing chapter of the Bible, the book of Revelations, otherwise known as the Apocalypse of John. Chapter 13, verse 18 of the book with its apparent reference to the coming of the devil. I think we just seen him on TV a little while ago. He was saying things like,
that's right.
Ever down on it? We ought to give him a haircut? Has long puzzled scholars and demonologists. Oh, demonologist. What do you do for a living? I'm a demonologist. and fed the fantasies of conspiracy theorists and writers of ghost stories. I'm a demonologist by trade. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be. Get to cater to demons.
Chris says, the holy Pat Robertson has his own protein drink. There is a video of him claiming that his protein drink that he sells in GNC gave him the ability to, I've seen the thing on that, to press 2,000 pounds. This weighed 600 pounds more than the world record. It can be said. Not that he's a crazy person or lies a lot. Religious people would never lie to you. It can be seen on the 7 Heart Club site. Says, I apologize if you've already been made aware of it. No, I haven't been specifically made aware of the shake, but I did see him bench pressing 4 pounds the other day. Something like that. Actually, he was lifting like a tea bag or something. Speaking of, didn't you tell me I ought to be drinking tea? I didn't.
Yeah, you should.
No, instead I did my fisherman's friend.
A little late now, but that's all right.
How do you know that?
Well, I mean, it'll make you feel better, but I'm talking about
Huh?
To get you to stop coughing.
This is going. I'm not coughing. What you just heard was just fake.
An illusion.
Okay, let's take a whole bunch of calls between now and 2 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
We already done our duty on the poll. We got probably close to 12. We got 1137. Rhymes with heaven. And 7 come 11. I like 711 a lot better than I like 666. 1,137 votes. And I still got my lucky urinals, by the way, at Woodbine.
Lucky urinals?
2 of them. Well, one in the back, depending on where I'm part of the place I'm playing in, and then the one up in the front, the one in the middle.
Do they ever pay off?
Yeah, and every now and then you'll pee in there, flush out about $500. It's incredible. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. In fact, there are a couple of machines I'd like to take a leak on now that you mention it. Or maybe just a sledgehammer would be good. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
Hey, in honor of 666, how about a little all-you-can-eat Negro?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Kill some good time.
Yeah, I was about to say, it'll kill some good time for you guys.
Excellent thought. Thank you, sir. And I'll pray for you. I'll pray for your heathen soul, okay? You heathen bastard. You're going to rot in hell unless you get yourself right with the Lord. I don't know how I've tolerated that all my life. Not that I've been around that many of those people, but it just makes me furious.
Well, you have to.
They talk such caca, man. They talk such foolishness. And then when the Pope comes to these different places, like when he was in Cologne, Germany, which is such a hip city, man. So many young people and beautiful people and people living in the present day as opposed to the Stone Age. And the Pope comes there, and like when he was here a couple of years ago, the previous Pope, the fat one, the slob on the slab.
Mm-hmm.
And these thousands and hundreds of thousands of young people come schlepping around to see this old man in a dress. What are you people thinking about? What are you thinking about? They're the people that needed to see that show that I made you watch last week.
That's right.
Illuminating Angels and Demons. They're the ones that need to be force-fed to see that. All the corruption and the BS and all those books that nobody's allowed to look at.
Yeah.
The Vatican banking scandal, all this garbage. The world's largest closet, man. I guarantee you, if John Travolta wants to forget about Scientology. He wants to find a place to hide along with Tommy Cruise. Just head for the Vatican. No problem at all. Never be seen again. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
To paraphrase the bridge tender, follow me on this. Just so you sure don't know your baseball. You got that trivia wrong on Bill Mazeroski's home run.
Yeah.
Art Dittmar did not give up the home run.
That's what I said. Ralph Terry gave up the home run. I said that Chuck Thompson called it wrong. He said Art Dittmar throws.
No, he was in the bullpen. He was saying Art Dittmar throws in the Yankee bullpen. When Terry threw the pitch and Mazeroski hit it was in mid-sentence. That's why.
Oh, I see. Well, to this day, I never knew that. I thought he made a mistake, and I love Chuck Thompson. He was great.
And that's the thing. They did a commercial about that for one of the beer companies.
Wow.
And they did something about, they interviewed Art Dittmar, and he said they got it all wrong. I was in the bullpen. I think Ralph Perry is dead now. He said my name because I was warming up in the bullpen in case he was.
In other words, he was about to say Art Dittmar throws in the bullpen for the Yankees, and Ralph Terry on him. You know something? You have just added 5 minutes to my life.
Well, what can I say? He was warming up in case Valenti was coming up, and they were going to bring in Dittmar.
Yeah, but you understand that for the uninitiated, the rest of the people who didn't know the difference, that a lot of people thought it was Art Dittmar throwing the pitch because of the way it was interrupted. Chuck Thompson was great. He never would have made that mistake.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pally. That's good. See, I told you, listen to me. That's an important call in my life. All these years, that's 46 years I've been going under the misinterpretation that, and I've said it on the air a few times, I've talked about that, not that anybody cares, but this guy had the right info. See, that's 2 mistakes in one day. First of all, Josh says that Henry Aaron never played for the Milwaukee Brewers and was never a DL. Didn't you say that?
I said that.
I know, so listen, we make so many mistakes on this show. And what about that plane with Catherine Harris? Did you hear about that? Oh, my God.
No, what about it? How's it going?
Woo! You talk about Humpty Dumpty. You talk about QAM. 142. Oh, there's Jeannie Meserve. I wonder if the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rate. That name has always just bugged the hell. I mean, she's okay. She never stole a freight train. But Jeannie Meserve? Huh? Come up with a name that somebody might believe already, like Jeannie Mohammed Ahmed Abdul Schwartz. Exotica Miami Beach is a fun, exciting venue for the public to purchase the hottest new products and services from the adult industry.
All of these things.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Meet adult stars including Jenna Jameson and the Club Jenna Girls, Tara Patrick, and others. Take pictures you can brag about for years. Pretend something exciting happened. Shop for something sexy. See, the Lord is punishing me right now. Shop for something sexy in the largest adult marketplace on the East Coast. Enjoy entertainment on stage with acts ranging from the comedic stylings of Ron Jeremy, wow, the human furball, to a 15-person male and female group performance. At a group grope? Probably. Enjoy hours of entertainment, burlesque hot body contests, and lots more. Whatever way you decide to celebrate your sexiness, enjoy it with Exotica at the Miami Beach Convention Center. It promises to be a memorable experience. Go to exoticamiami.com. That's with 3 X's, triple X. exoticamiami.com. Buy tickets, check out who's coming, and get info on the nightly after parties. Oh, look at that. Violet. And it glows in the dark.
Sounded violent.
exoticamiami.com, Friday, June 9th. It's this Friday through Sunday the 11th, this weekend at Miami Beach Convention Center. Must be 18 and over with valid ID. Being horny couldn't hurt. Exotica Miami Beach, a celebration of sexy.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
How may I be helping you today? Hey. Would you please be having a blue Slurpee? We are having a sale on cameras. We have had about many flavors. I'm afraid that is not decent. R-A-G-G-A-G-A-D-A. Okay, I'll tell you everything. My skin may be brown, but inside I think. Yes, it's true, we put our women in bags. It is only because they smell so bad. You can blame a group reactions of a group, but we don't all drink our wee-wee. Smell like our food. Raghead. You start making fun of me. Raghead. And keep up my beard, make my face clean. Raghead. 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 If you excuse me now, I'm ready to sing. R-A-G-G-A-K-E-D. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. R-A-G-G-A-G-A-D. Raghead.
You fairy. It's 147 at 560 WQAM. Don't forget, religion is the source of all evil, not money. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of money, depending on what you do with it and who you're doing with it. But as far as all other evil, a history of mankind, it's right there. It's like an open book, man. Not the good book, the bad book, the evil book. Pick your poison, whichever book you like. How about them tablets, man, that Joseph Smith had in Palmyra, New York?
Yeah, were they effervescent?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you were in Palmyra, you'd probably want to drop a few tablets, too. Maybe some acid. Couldn't hurt. The Board of Governors at the American Bar Association voted unanimously yesterday to investigate whether President Bush has exceeded his constitutional authority in reserving the right to ignore more than 750 laws that have been enacted since he took office. Meeting in New Orleans. Ooh, man, the chocolate town. The Board of Governors for the world's largest association of legal professionals approved the creation of an all-star legal panel with a number of members from both political parties. The all-star legal panel.
All right.
When's that show going to be on? They include a former Federal Appeals Court Chief Judge, a former FBI Director, and several prominent scholars to evaluate Bush's assertions that he has the power to ignore laws that conflict with his interpretation of the Constitution. That sounds like a dictator to me. He just makes it up as he goes along, as if we didn't know that. Bush has appended statements to new laws when he signs them, noting which provisions he believes interfere with his powers. Among the laws Bush has challenged are the ban on torturing detainees, oversight provisions in the USA Patriot Act, and whistleblower protection for federal employees. The challenges have also included safeguards against political interference in taxpayer-funded research. Bush has challenged more laws than all previous presidents combined. That's the operative word. All previous presidents put together. Got it?
Got it.
And what's his very important but brief facts? Oh, here's one for the poll, Walter Matthau. I thought of him before and I forgot to say it.
All right.
So thanks, HW, for sending that in, Walter Matthau. I'm sure we left a lot of really great people off of there, but these people... Huh?
I'm sure we did, but you know how
these people today, though, very fortunately, and luckily for them, they haven't called and said, I got one for the poll. And I don't think anybody has said that all day, have they?
No.
We're finally training them. You know, it's taken only how many years now?
About 30, man.
Finally training them the slow and ponderous way. But that's all right. Better late than never. They're catching on. Got one for the poll. That's okay. And tomorrow we're going to do more dead people. Now, what inspired me on this dead thing? Oh, it was the dead, Grateful Dead guy.
Right. The keyboardist.
The keyboard guy for the Grateful Dead that died over the weekend. And then, of course, we got all the Deadheads calling in yesterday. Oh, you're wrong about that, Neil. They were one of the greatest touring bands. Yeah, the problem was their music sucked. That's the problem.
Other than that, they were great.
They may have put on a really wild show and people having a really great time and, reliving the 60s again, reliving their hippiehood and all that other crap, which is basically what that's all about.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with
people
that.
Who are, it's like they're frozen in time, kind of like our management. They're like in suspended animation and they can't move. And they're just living their whole life. It's like the latter-day hippies, like our good friend Woody Graber. Good guy, but he's stuck in the 60s. Of course, even if he did get a haircut, he wouldn't look like much anyway. But nevertheless, good guy, Woody. You're in the wrong decade. You're living in the past. It's like the flat Earth crowd. They're living like in centuries, like hundreds, thousands of years ago.
The Dark Ages.
Right, that's correct. Here's that poll result so far. Now, who did we put Walter Matthau on there?
We did.
Good. Who is your favorite dead actor or actress? I know we've done this before, but they forgot. 1,150 votes. That's not too bad. 1150. Let's see. What was that station? Was that... I think 1130 was WBT in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think 1150 was KMOX. Can we Google it real fast? I'm going to do it. KMOX. Look at that. Wikipedia. Oh, what is that? KMOX News? I don't want KMOX News. Oh, it's 1120. Uh-oh. Another mistake. I told you the Antichrist was on the loose. That's like 3 major mistakes I've made today. Oh, God. 4. I actually came in here. KMOX is 1120. Now, what about WBT in Charlotte? Would that redeem me if it was 1130?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let's see. When you Google it, it takes you right to their website, these stations.
Mm-hmm.
WBT USA. No, that's something else. I want to do here. 1110. What did I say it was? 1130. I was close, huh? And 1110 is right next to 1120, next to KMOX. So they're like side by each, as they say, huh? And 1110 is right next to 1120, next to KMOX. So they're like side by each, as they say, side by each.
They say
Did I get through there? I never read the poll result. Marlon Brando is winning hands down your pants, 193. And from what we hear, he liked having his hands down everybody's pants. Carol O'Connor, 144. John Wayne, the Duke, 106. The Duke, he was full of it when he died. In fact, if you ask me, I think he was full of it when he was alive. Jimmy Stewart, 98. George C. Scott, 71. Gregory Peck, 62. John Candy, 46. Marilyn Monroe, 46. Same person. William Holden, 46. John Belushi, 42. Jimmy Cagney, 35. Betty Davis, 31. Basil Rathbone, 29. Jack Lemmon, 24. Spencer Tracy, 23. Cary Grant, 21. Laurence Olivier, Sir Lawrence, 21. Or is that Miss? Raymond Burr, Miss Raymond Burr, 21. Grace Kelly, 18. Oh, come on. Why is it that these people aren't... I think they're all a bunch of fags. Although she did have very tiny boobies.
Yeah, she did.
Orson Welles, 13. Joan Crawford, 11. Peter Finch, 11. He also had tiny boobies. Anthony Perkins, 10. Anne Bancroft, 9. Humphrey Bogart. Bogey's only got 8. Audrey Hepburn, 5. Sterling Hayden, 5. Walter Matthau, solamente dos. And Lee J. Cobb and Henry Fonda only have uno apiece.
This is Neil Rogers.
Not too impressive.
This is 560 QAM.
Catholic? Questioning your faith? Feel you need divine intervention or at least divine counsel? Well, now there's a hotline just for you.
You have reached the Vatican. Today's moral issue, abortion. If you are pro-choice, press 1. Thank you. You are going straight to hell.
Find out where the church stands on today's issues and where you stand with the church.
Today's moral issue, birth control. If you use contraceptives, press 1. Thank you. You are going straight to hell.
Get the straight poop from the Pontiff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 1-900-HEY-POPE.
Today's moral issue, premarital sex. If you engage in premarital sex, press 1. Thank you. Have fun while you can, because you are going straight to hell.
Call 1-900-HEY-POPE. That's 1-900-HEYPOPE. Just 50 cents a minute. Remember, you can pay now or pay later.
Bye-bye.